Jameis on that team would be so fun. Probably drive Kyle Shanahan absolutely nuts.
But I would love it. I felt guilty because when they took him to the locker room, they showed him walking through the hallway. I thought he was shitting again.
Yeah. Justin Herbert is just Philip Rivers.
That's the one guy that I think most people would like throw aside there. We don't root for injuries on.
Yeah.
What if he Pulisic himself?
Hank's just salty because he holds the record for never getting the lottery ball correct. Commanders.
Some
20,
say it'll never be broken.
Never be broken. On today's part of my take, week 13 of the NFL. We're going to recap every game. Fastest 2 minutes. We're going to also talk maybe a little college football playoffs. We got that. Finally, playoffs.
World Cup.
Football guy of the week. Who's back of the week? Packed Monday show for you, and is brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Game Time is the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Give the gift of an awesome experience this holiday season with Game Time. If you're nervous that your present won't arrive in time or simply forgot to holiday shop, Game Time tickets get delivered to your phone and inbox instantly. So if you're like pulling up to, Christmas dinner with your family, like, oh shit, I forgot to get presents for my uncle or my aunt. Guess what? Whatever concert they like, whatever team they like, go to Game Time. They have the best tickets, and you get an awesome price on them. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, now's the time. We've been using it all year. We've been going to concerts, football games, hockey games, basketball games, everything. So download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login. Redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed with the Game Time app. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by Game Time. Go download it right now. Use code PMT for your first purchase, $20 off. It is the exclusive ticketing app of Barstool Sports. Today is Monday, December 5th, week 13. I got to be careful of my voice there, Teach. We start in Minneapolis, where Mike Vanna White turned over a few INTs, one of which went to noted Kanye West hater Harrison Ford Smith. The Jets had a chance late when Braxton Barrios was in the neighborhood of a game-winning catch, but just couldn't bring it in. In the words of Jesse Pinkman, the Vikings can't keep getting away with this. The Vikings 27, Jets 22. The Minnesota Vikings are 10-2. Huh?
Sticking in the NFC North, where DeAndre Taylor Swift remembered it Jamal too well. Williams, as both running backs scored, and the Lions are partying like it's 1989. Trevor Florence and the Machine saw Aiden Hutchinson's family in the box and started coming fast for your mother, fast for your father. Dandelion coach has turned this team from a weed into a flower, and Detroit didn't hear no Campbell on this season. The Lions, 40. The Jaguars, 14.
In Chicago, Justin Yields didn't see a stop sign on his first quarter touchdown as the Bears were off and running until they weren't. Christian Deshaun Watson saw a pair of TDs and couldn't help himself, doing some very despicable, reprehensible things, resulting in a Packers happy ending. I regret to inform the viewing public that Aaron Rodgers still owns me and is my daddy. Suey season is here. Packers 28, Bears 19.
Oh, easy there, Terry Bradshaw.
I want to jump off a cliff.
In Atlanta, where Najee Better Call Becky with the good Harris ran through the Atlanta defense, making lemonade out of lemons for Pittsburgh this season. Connor, carry on my Hayward son, scored and told Steelers fans, don't you cry, don't you cry, don't you cry, don't you cry, don't you cry no more. As they've now won consecutive games for the first time this season. The lone highlight for the Falcons was like a lump of my coal in their stocking as Pruitt scored, but Atlanta slipped to 5-8. Steelers, 19. The Falcons, 16.
In Philadelphia, A.J. Brown Bear, what do you see? I see 2 touchdowns looking at me. U.S. Virgin Miles Sanders had a touchdown carry, Ibien, and the Eagles were high-flying all afternoon. The Hennessy Titans took another shot, but if anyone's thinking they're not going to win this division, go home. You're drunk. The Eagles absolutely obliterate the Titans, 35-10. 10.
In New York, the Meadowlands, Tyler Teineke and Brian Drobinson clashed off against stalemate Quan Barkley. Much like Curtis Samuel's hair, this game was dreadlocked, as 60 minutes wasn't enough to find the winner. As we head to overtime, it was a punt battle, but the Giants had a chance until Graham Gano one's winning this game missed the kick, and much to the confusion of Donovan McNabb, this game ended in a tie. Commanders 20, Giants 20.
Huh? You say 60 minutes?
That's
In Baltimore, where Cecil Wilson struggled against man-to-man D as the Broncos laid another offensive egg. Lamar Jackson went out with an injury, leaving the Ravens with an odd future as Tyler the Creator Huntley took over at quarterback and immediately said, "This Buddy Russell trying to get grown. You could fit 57 bitches all in his bathroom," as he led the Ravens to a late victory. Ravens 10, Broncos 9.
Out west, where Jimmy G went down for the season, leading to "Here I Am." Brock you like a Purdy cane, as Mr. Irvin came in relief to save the day. The Dolphins broke up with their losing ways. Here's their winning coach's number. Psych! McDaniel, he may be a loser too. Christian McCafeteria had a full plate of offensive touchdowns, and Jerry Thornton might be blogging about this one, because the teacher Kyle Shanahan fucked the student Mike McDaniel in a whopping. The 49ers, 33. The Miami Dolphins, 17.
We finish in Cincinnati, where Samaje P. Ryan Gosling looked really good out there, totaling 150 yards from scrimmage. The Chiefs thought they were stepping in the jungle, but it turned out to be Jurassic World, as Jermaine Chris Pratt punched out a Travis Kelce fumble and T-Rex Higgins scored a huge touchdown. Cincinnati has ascended to the 7th level of Scientology as Sam L. Ron Hubbard and the Bengals defense locked up the Chiefs offense, stashing them away like they were Shelly Miscavige. The Bengals 27, the Chiefs 24. That is week 13 fastest 2 minutes, brought to you by our friends at Chevy, the commanding, unstoppable Chevy Silverado. Learn more at Chevy.com. Tell them PMT sent you. The Chevy Silverado is the greatest truck ever created. Again, learn more at Chevy.com. All right, week 13 in the books. We're watching the Cowboys actually kind of struggle a little bit with the Colts.
Yeah, I mean, it's my cause, my cleats for Jeff Saturday.
Yeah.
Cleats on the grass or on the turf.
Cleats on the grass. Actually, the Cowboys wearing their awful uniform or helmets with the
big
French flag.
Let me stop you real quick here. That's actually honoring Medal of Honor recipients this week. So
I mean, we all had the same reaction.
I was going to roast it. We roasted it in this room.
Oh, I can roast it.
And then I was like, wait a second, let me look this up. This sounds like they're honoring somebody.
The honor stands.
Maybe honor them with better helmets.
Yeah, right. The look. Make the star red, white, and blue.
I kind of agree that there's no worse way to honor somebody from the United States military than by putting a French flag on the helmet.
It's a bad honoring. You could do a lot better job honoring the Medal of Honor recipients with the Cowboys helmet. The star is right there. Mm-hmm. Maybe do 50 little stars. That would be cool.
50 stars would be great.
Yeah, like the Buckeyes helmet. That would be cool.
Or just have like the medal itself be on the side of the helmet, because isn't the main feature of it is a star, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's way better ways.
How pissed off do you think that Kyler Murray is that he's not being honored during Medal of Honor night?
Very. He's very confused. He's like, oh, these are for me? Oh. All right.
Sweet badge.
So we'll update as that game goes final. Let's get into the games. Week 13, stretch run, starting to figure out some things.
Yeah, when you say week 13, it
hurts.
That's the first time this season that just saying the week makes it seem real to me.
When I realized that we had 5 games left.
Oh.
Yeah. Whoa. And
fuck that.
Our teams, PFT, the Commanders and Bears, I think we have a bye next week, so we have 4 games left.
Yeah, this bye.
That's kind of crazy.
It's coming at a weird time. I felt like the byes should all be over by now.
When the byes are this late, I just forget there's a bye.
Yeah.
It's too late for a bye. But either way, we are down the home stretch. Let's get into the games. Jonathan Taylor just fumbled. Vikings 27, Jets 22. We have to start here. The Minnesota Vikings are 10-2. They just keep doing this. and there's nothing we can say other than they are what their record says they are. They're a 10-2 team. They got outgained by 200 yards by the Jets, but I'm not saying that they didn't deserve to win because their defense did stand up big time in like some big time red zone situations down the stretch. Harrison Smith was incredible. It's just the Vikings, like, this might just be their season.
So we talked about the point differential, and I'm still waiting to get an update on that, how that compares to all the 10-2 teams of all time, because there haven't been that many 10-2 teams. The Vikings are very good. Don't get me wrong. But this game proved to me something about the Vikings, and maybe I'm being the bigger man in this situation. I think it's actually good that the Vikings are winning all these, like, super close games and not blowing anybody out. I actually think, like, learning how to win in weird ways when you get to the fourth quarter and you have all these plays that could go either way constantly, all that high pressure practice that they're getting in during the regular season is going to be very good for them in the playoffs. And sometimes you see it with teams that are just like blowing the doors off everybody. They get to the playoffs and all of a sudden they just forget. They don't know how to close in a tight pressure pack situation.
Yeah, the Vikings are 9-0 in one-score games. It's insane. I am also at the point now, we've said our piece. But at some point, like the amount of wins that they've racked up, the way they've won these games, like maybe it's just their year. And I don't want to go that far, but like it's now become every single week they find a way to win a game. Mm-hmm. Like Kirk Cousins didn't have a great game today. He had a great game last week against the Patriots. Like the defense stood up. It's little things that they just find a way to win games. They sweep the AFC West, which a lot of people would say is the best division in football right now. They sweep the AFC West. Kevin O'Connell also is now 5-0 in all revenge games. Mm-hmm. So he was part of Detroit, Miami, Washington, New York, and the Jets and the Patriots. He's 5-0 against those teams. I just don't at this point. Like I don't want to concede, but I'm gonna do a half concession and just be like Vikings fans. Your team is obviously good and doing something right. Mm-hmm. There's nothing I can say. Like you can't. I'm not going to blindly just. I still think a lot of their wins are fluky, but at some point when you have 10 wins, you have 10 wins. So it's like you can't. If you have 10 fluky wins, there's still 10 fucking wins, and you found a way to win 10 games.
No, the Vikings are good, and I'm sure that the fact that their kicker has missed more extra points this season than anybody else in the NFL. That's probably not going to come back to haunt them at any point.
No, definitely.
No, I think the Vikings are a very good team. They are actually the AFC East champions.
Yeah.
They've beaten every team in the AFC East right now, which many would consider to be the strongest division in football. So
that's a great point.
Almost every team on this podcast.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like they could be considered to be playing in maybe the worst division in football.
I don't know if you're fucking with me.
What are you talking about?
I just said that.
Oh, sorry, I was looking it up. Because
I didn't know if you were fucking.
No, you said the West.
No, I said the AFC East. They've won the best division in football. They've beaten the whole AFC East.
When you were listing those teams, I was like, wait a second.
That's also the Kevin O'Connell sweep as well. But they have beaten the whole AFC East.
Okay, yeah.
4-0, best division in football.
Incredible.
They're at some point. My half hand up
for
being like half wrong that the Vikings at some point I have to concede something. I have to give a little ground.
I do think the fact that they're winning all these close games is going to be huge. They're going to win probably their first round playoff game. They're going to do something big in the playoffs because they're used to being in these close situations.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's what I'll say about the Vikings. They're battle tested.
They are very battle tested. And Kevin O'Connell's a very good coach.
Yep.
And like I said, Kirk Cousins wasn't great. I think they had 3 good drives today. The other 9 drives, they had like 65 total yards. So, and the Jets totally outgained them. I thought the Jets defense played well, but like it was one of those games that Mike White, he made more plays than I think Zach Wilson would have made, but there was a couple times where he just like a couple costly turnovers. Braxton Berrios catches that ball. It's a different game.
I think that Mike White, he didn't play bad enough to lose his job.
Yeah.
And that's kind of all that you're hoping.
Well, and also the entire team wearing Mike White shirts means that, like, I don't think you can go back.
It's a significant statement that they were making because I don't recall. I think CJ Uzama at one point wore a, I like Zach Wilson because he's fucking MILF's shirt.
Yes.
Or somewhere along those lines. Like, that's the closest that the locker room has come to, like, uniting behind Zach Wilson. Is when there was a rumor that he was having sex with an old woman.
Right.
And they're like, that's kind of cool. But they've never gone out there and, like, stuck their necks out to be like, we like Zach in the same way that they're kind of getting into Mike White mania.
It was Mike White mania going
Mike
on
White,
the plane.
White sanity.
I don't know how Zach Wilson. I mean, would you agree? I think maybe next year, maybe this year, no chance.
I think they're going to end up trading him.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because the way the team's united behind Mike White, I mean, Garrett Wilson, I think tweeted or said in post game, I'll go to work. I'll get to work. Something special about that boy. Talking about Mike White, he played a decent game. He didn't have the total collapse that a lot of people are saying. Oh, Mike White's good one game, then he's going to be bad the next game.
Which you saw last year, yeah.
2 picks. I kind of hope that this type of game was more just facing a better opponent, trying to get the offense in rhythm, and then maybe something special is going to happen up in Buffalo next week. So, I mean, I wasn't able to watch the game live, but I took and looked over all of it. I think it's a little more of just getting everything in motion.
I love Billy because he doesn't get upset for long about any loss. He's already just like the most optimistic person. Next week, something magical is going to happen.
Also, credit to you for being honest that you didn't watch the game.
I didn't watch it live. I was keeping up with it, but once I was doing a video, PMT TV coming out this Friday.
We were actually joking, PFT and I, during the stream. I think next year we're going to pick one Monday night game and not watch it and not look at the box score and not do anything and then do a show and people have to decide which one that was.
Just to give like hot takes based on a group of numbers.
It also will just be so telling because our takes are usually so bad that people will just be like, that's the game you didn't watch. That's the game you didn't watch. We're like, no, we haven't done it yet.
There'll be several candidates for the not watched game of the year.
Yes.
So Billy, first of all, congratulations on not lying about that. That's growth right there. Yep. You didn't watch the game. That's all. Thank you for admitting that.
Live.
I want to acknowledge that though, because Billy could have very easily lied about that and only we would have known.
Played it off?
Yes. Yeah,
I mean, I watched enough of the drives.
So now you're starting this.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he did. But Billy, the Jets defense is still very good. Like I said, there was 3 touchdown drives, I think, for the Vikings, and the other 9 drives they basically shut them down. I don't know. I mean,
Elijah Moore.
I'm at a loss. The Vikings are fucking good.
So the Vikings are decent, but their defense is it's suspect.
Very sus.
Very suspect. Like Elijah Moore was running wild back there for a little bit. Mike White did look halfway decent against you, but on the other hand, you won the game. You figured out a way to win. You won without Kirk Cousins' best performance. He was shaky, but like not awful. He started
like 0 for 8, I think.
The thing about Kirk Cousins though is
rebounded.
They've raised his floor.
Yeah,
a little bit. Like Kirk Cousins, he'll never be as bad as he was in the past when you got bad Kirk.
Yeah.
Now it's just like you've got like slightly below average Kirk Cousins and then pretty good Kirk Cousins.
This game was a perfect encapsulation of the ceiling or the floor being raised for Kirk Cousins because he started the game 1 for 8 for 4 yards and then he ripped off a 13 for 16 streak.
Yeah.
So it's like you saw it, and that usually was a game that Kirk it all unravels and it all becomes bad, and it's just like, all right, the Vikings have no chance today. He rebounded, played well. Vikings are fucking good. I can't really say much more.
The only gripe that I have with Kirk Cousins is that he's a bad influence on our youth. Before the game, they had a little child that was emulating Kirk and his chains that was just shirtless on the sideline, wearing all these gold chains, being interviewed, and then he was like in the stands also. It's disgusting. It's disgusting what Kirk's doing.
That sneak peek to Football Guy of the Week, that kid has been a huge mascot for the Vikings ever since that video came out and is one of the reasons why U.S. Bank Stadium is one of the hardest places to play.
That child is?
In the NFL.
Because they've got a lot of shirtless children wearing chains.
That child,
it's like a Balenciaga commercial.
Putting that shit on in the stadium gets everyone so hyped up. Like, U.S. Bank.
He's the 12th boy.
Yeah. But last thing on the Jets offense, I'm a little concerned with how many times Mike White's throwing the ball. We saw this
57.
Yeah.
57.
We saw that early in the season.
With Flacco, yeah.
Yeah, with Flacco.
At some point, if you're Zach Wilson, aren't you like, why don't they ever ask me to throw the ball like an insane amount of times?
If the shirts didn't tell you, this does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that we need something's going on with the run game. We got to establish the run game. And, missing why am I blanking out on his name, who went out earlier this season? But
Breece Hall?
Breece Hall has had a serious impact on our offense.
Yeah,
so we'll see what's going on.
It's fair.
Yeah, but Billy, I think you actually just stumbled along the exact correct thing that you just have to say is we have to establish the run.
Yeah.
If you say we have to establish the run, then then guess what happens after that? Play action opens up. Mm-hmm. And then that's how you talk about football without actually like knowing about football. It's so awesome to
Stop
just say
the
that.
run and run the ball.
But seriously,
Heat up
we
the
need to run the
quarterback.
ball. We
No,
can't
you're
throw
right.
the ball
No,
57
no, you're
times.
right. You're absolutely
You know
right.
what? Run the damn ball.
Yeah.
Just run the damn ball.
Maybe we convert in the red zone if we have a better run game.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think they started with 5 straight field goals. They just kept
Yeah.
on getting in the red zone and kicking field goals. Last thing I had on this game, Alexander Madison took the fake injury touchdown celebration to the next level. He went down on all fours and started humping. I am just so excited for the time that someone actually is injured and everyone piles on him. He's like, no, I'm actually injured.
Yeah.
Because it's gone. We know it because we've seen it now every single week, the fake injury, the gritty to the fake, hamstring. But someone's actually going to get hurt, and it's going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. I don't root for injuries, but I root for that one.
I think that seems like a Falcons injury to have happen. And
just-
then they get like an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which then affects the following kickoff, which then affects the return, and then they end up losing the game because the person had a serious injury that everybody thought was fake.
Yes, it's happening. It's coming. Okay, the Vikings are good.
They are.
Flip it, put it out. They're a good team. They're 10 wins. They almost clinched the NFC North today. The Lions won, so that they're gonna have to wait a week. I think if they beat the Lions next week, they officially clinch the NFC North.
The Vikings, if the Lions lose any more games, then
which they play next week.
Yeah, but like any more for the rest of the season, then the Vikings will clinch the division.
Yes. So, all right, sticking with the NFC North, Packers 28, Bears 19. That sucked. That sucked.
Yeah, it's not the result that you want. Justin Fields every week. Justin Fields figures out a way to make a play that you're like, holy shit, that's better than any quarterback I've ever seen not named Mike Vick.
Yeah. Couple bombs, too. Just drops in a bucket. Then he had the 2 interceptions in the fourth. Not great. Aaron Rodgers Heiled Hitler. We all saw it with our own 2 eyes. Did you see it, Billy? What? He did it. He Heiled Hitler in front of the entire stadium.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was shocking. It was very shocking. No, he saluted.
It's definitely not just a screenshot.
He saluted. He did hold it very long.
He did. It was
he held it for a very long time.
It was a long hold for sure. Yeah, he did. He did.
He held it for a very long time.
I saw the screenshot. He held it for a very long time. I just think that it's good that you guys keep losing, though. It's good.
Okay, so I wanted to win this game, obviously, but there's also the Bears are in a real quandary where if they even win one more game, they could drop 4 spots in the draft.
Yeah.
So having the second pick, especially if the idea is to trade it for more picks, I wanted to win the game. I'm not going to pretend I didn't want to win the game. I'm not going to let myself off the hook and be like, haha, I want the draft pick. Now that we're 5-6 hours after it, I'm like, okay, the draft pick is still nice. Let's get the second pick. Let's trade. We got a million holes. That's the only way.
Yeah.
But it did suck in the moment to watch Aaron Rodgers do the same thing. He was clean shaven. He was missing guys. He looked like shit. And then Christian Watson is the fastest guy ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
Christian Watson's incredible. I just think that you get to at least enjoy, if you're not in the Hunt graphic, you are in the Bizarro version of that, which is the mock top 10 of the NFL draft. And as you're getting close to the end of the year, yes, each time you lose a game, that does wonders for you. You can move up and down so quickly based on the records of everybody else. So I think just accept the fact that a top 3 pick is much, much better than getting 2 meaningless wins over the next few games.
I think it's actually, I'm looking at it right now. If the Bears had won this game today, they would have gone from the 2nd pick in the draft to the 9th pick. That's a pretty significant drop.
Yeah.
So that's what I got to print it out, put it under my pillow, just go to sleep with the mock draft and just be like, oh, this is nice. I can just cry myself to bed that way. And Justin Fields, I would like for us to maybe win one game if it didn't hurt the draft pick, because these fourth quarters where it's let's do it, and then it just always ends in not doing it. It sucks to watch.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was going to ask. Obviously, you've established Justin Bears as the guy. Justin Fields.
Bears, I like
Justin
that.
Bears, Charlie and Charlie Factory. Justin Fields is the guy. You're riding with him no matter what. He's had 3 or 4 fourth quarters where it's they're down within a score. All he has to do is drive them even to get a field goal and they can win the game, and he hasn't done it once.
He needs to.
concern
He
you?
needs to put teams away like he did on Monday Night Football against the Patriots, because then you don't have to get in that situation.
Good point. That was
that's a fair point.
You know what?
That's a totally fair point.
That
If you put
right
him away
there,
early,
that's-
you don't have to get him late.
That right there was
But when it's
was the
late, he
perfect
can't do
example of
shit.
like
Yeah.
the two most passive aggressive people in the world talking sports to each other.
What? If you put him away early, you don't have to win late. That's a fact.
But when you every game,
Yes.
like playoff
Yes.
games are close.
Yes.
And you don't want a guy that's going to throw 7 interceptions every single time.
Here's the thing. There's a little tiny bit of concern here and there every now and then, but then I just have to remind myself he's throwing to no one. Darnell Mooney, his best receiver, is hurt. He got hurt last game. He didn't play today. Like, there's just not. And the offense, Luke Getsy, the offensive coordinator, I think he's actually trying to tank because some of his play calling makes absolutely no sense. They had a first and goal from the 20 because there was penalties, and he went pitch left for 1 yard, 1 yard.
Yeah.
So then you had third and goal from the 20. He also had Justin Fields threw a dime down the sideline, 40, 50-yard gain. They're in the red zone, or right outside the red zone. And, Dak just threw a bad pick. Receiver might have fallen down. Anyway, he throws a dime. They're in like the 30-ish range, and it's 3rd and 5. And instead of throwing the ball, they run it up the middle with David Montgomery for no gain, and then the field goal gets blocked. So I don't really know. Like, I think maybe the offensive coordinator, Luke Getsy, is saying, like, let's just keep losing for the tankathon. But because some of these play calls make no sense.
The tosses on the goal line are the most frustrating play call in the entire world.
Yes.
Plays that take forever to develop. It's like
The short side.
Yeah, if they're on a goal line set and they run a toss play, that almost pisses me off more than like a 4th and 1 around midfield where they run like a toss play that takes forever to develop.
Right.
I hate those. You're so close. I bet you Justin Fields could gain an average of 3.5 yards per carry on a quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
Every time. He's so
Yes,
tall.
yes.
You know what's starting to piss me off a little bit about Justin Fields? Nothing to do with his play. The visor that he wears.
Yeah.
It's like a light purple visor. It's like a misted
tint,
It's
yeah.
a misted. It's not like fully tinted. It's like a purple mist to it.
He'll
which
have
just
to get rid of it
It
to-
seems strange.
To win a Super Bowl.
Do you feel that in the play calling that they're taking care of Justin Fields better in a sustainable play calling
No,
way?
I think they're they know the limitations of the roster, so they're very scared to do a lot of things.
And well,
Like, I think that's really what it comes down to.
But you think they're going to run him to the ground?
No. The designed runs aren't like his touchdown run wasn't a designed run today. That was just, oh fuck, I got a hole. Let's go. I just think they're like they actually might be trying to help him by not putting him in like the 3rd and longs or 2nd and longs, being like, hey, let's pass instead trying to run and maybe get a few yards. I don't know. It makes no sense. I think they're trying to lose. This game was frustrating. Aaron Rodgers is my daddy. I can't say anything about it. But guess what, dude? You have a clean shaven face, and I saw you do the highlight.
well, except for the mustache part. He left just a
He
touch
did
of
just
that.
a tiny bit of mustache.
Just a tiny
he missed
bit
it
there.
a little bit.
It was that tends to happen sometimes.
And I will be the bigger man for content, and I will reach out to Aaron Rodgers and see if he will do one question with a quarterback this week. That's huge.
So yeah, what's the one
That's
question going to be? You've
Like,
said
what's
a lot.
your favorite Kanye West song?
Yeah, you've said a lot of things about him so far.
Yeah. Oh, well, I said a lot of things.
Yeah.
about him. This is just
You
nothing.
know what? Big Cat's going to go DEFCON 3 on Aaron Rodgers.
I didn't say anything that I didn't see with my own 2 eyes. He held a salute for a while,
He did. It was a stiff arm.
and he just relishes in beating the Bears 8 in a row. He relishes it. He does. He personally loves it.
Good news for you is that it looked to me like Justin Fields is pretty healthy today.
Yeah,
And there was a lot of questions
Yeah.
about like how his shoulder was going to be. Everything about him looked. You could not point to Justin Fields' performance today and be like, that guy's injured.
Yeah,
At all.
Yeah, which I trusted they would do, because the one nice thing about having a new front office and a new coach is they won't play Justin Fields to try to save their jobs. You know what I mean? Like, if this was the end of the Nagy era, like, he would probably play a hurt Justin Fields trying to get 5 or 6 wins to save his job. I trust that they're going to play him only when he's healthy.
Yeah.
And that game sucked, and that's all I got. And I hope Packers fans, you fucking sickos and perverts, you just love this so much. You got what you wish for. There's nothing I can say. Another year. This is, like I said, 8 in a row. And also the Packers passed the Bears for all-time wins in NFL history.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Although that stat is so stupid. It's just whoever's been around the longest.
Yeah, but also guess
But
what?
you guys had the record for like 100 years.
Yeah, I know, Hank.
But guess what?
That's a long time.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers is
Be on
about to
top.
retire,
Yeah, that's true.
and then
I'm aware, Hank.
just think of how much sweeter it would be when the Bears surpass them.
True. Fact.
Probably next year.
Good point.
Probably next year. Yeah, they would actually hold the record, the all-time record, for the shortest amount of time holding the record.
Yes.
For most wins in NFL
Yes.
history.
Thank you, PFT.
Yep, you got it.
Hank's just salty because he holds the record for never getting the lottery ball correct. Commanders
Some
20.
say it'll never be broken.
Never be broken. It will never. You know what we decided? I think you were eating dinner in the bathroom, but I told Hank.
Wait. What was that?
You were eating dinner in the bathroom.
I was eating dinner in the bathroom.
Or in the bathroom.
I heard the or.
Or I heard the or.
Okay,
I
yeah.
said the or. I think Peru's got you a little fucked up.
Is there a camera in there?
Yeah. No,
It's Panama, actually.
Panama. Yeah, Panama's got you a little fucked up. I told Hank if he doesn't get the lottery ball by January 1st,
Which I will.
I think we'll double it both. So 10 grand, 20 grand, and he gets to go in the entire lottery ball. We'll do every single ball. And if the last ball remaining is 17, he gets 20 grand.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah,
it's
easily.
It's a great live
We'll
stream.
live stream it,
No
yeah.
chance he's going to.
Yeah.
It was 17 would be the first ball. It'll be great. It'll be fun.
I'm down for that.
Okay. Commanders 20, Giants 20.
Yep.
Tie.
Big tie. Huge.
love it.
We tied the shit out of the Giants today. They didn't tie us. This is like
It's
USA.
a big week for your team's tie.
It's
Yeah.
like USA England all over again. This was a statement tie by the Washington Commanders today. We did it without Chase Young, who's being held out, and which, by the way, I think that we should become a Team Grass podcast because you're starting to see that catch on. Like put players on safer
Cooper
fields.
Kupp and Matthew Stafford.
It's a movement. Offensive linemen are getting really into it now.
Yep.
I'm not exactly sure why it's safer to play on grass, but I just know that a lot of players are starting to say it, and we should get on their side in this.
I agree.
So we can be like, we're on the right side of history.
Yes.
So no more synthetic fields.
None.
Play the games the way God invented football to be played, which is on grass.
Yes.
I wrote a blog about this. Turf might also cause cancer.
Ooh.
So I have seen that. Pretty much anything cool causes cancer. I've
5G.
realized that.
Not turf. Turf's not cool.
So the black pellets is what you're
Yeah.
talking about. There was a study that was done for like youth goalies in
Because
soccer.
it gets in the cuts and stuff.
Yeah, it's like rubber from tires that can get in your cuts, and it's a jury's still out though on that one. But we're keeping an eye on it.
I saw the
Yeah.
evidence.
We're keeping an eye on it.
So you guys tie in a. It was so perfect that you tied because we've said this going into this home stretch for the Giants and the Commanders. Whoever can find a way to win both of these games will be in the playoffs. And then you're like, yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Let's tie.
Yep. So in this game, it was going to be very much like whoever wins this game probably going to make the playoffs. We didn't even think about the possibility of what would happen for a tie. Everybody was doing the outcomes of wins or losses for the next two games, and I think I mean it's kind of like soccer to a certain extent, where we got a result on the road. Now we
Yeah.
get to go home. A tie's as good a win on the road.
I just hate ties because they just break my brain when I'm trying to figure out playoff seeding.
So I would care about it a little bit more if it was the first tie of the season.
Yeah.
The first tie of the season is always magical. The second one is just like
Ew.
very unsatisfying. You get some players that are confused after the game. You don't know, because in football, if you win, it's like the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
If you lose, it's the worst feeling ever. People in the locker room are just very confused as to what emotion they should be processing.
Yes.
I think if you're on a good team and you tie, it probably sucks.
Yeah.
You'd probably rather lose than tie if you're on a great team, just for that. Because
Well-
at least you feel something.
And like you
after the
said,
game.
the Giants were up 20-13 in the fourth quarter with like 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
So they got tied.
Yeah, so we tied them.
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
right.
I give us the nod on this one, on that tie. Jahan Dotson is such a beast. That touchdown at the end of the game was incredible.
Awesome.
Brian
Terry McLaurin's awesome.
Brian Robinson had another great game.
Also, Daniel Jones feels like they went back to like, hey, let's run this guy.
Yep.
Because maybe he's not the best passer ever, but he had a great game overall. Like he was actually, it was the first time Daniel Jones has looked like the Daniel Jones we saw at the beginning of this season in what, like 3 or 4 weeks. We were like, oh, this Giants team is frisky because
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is playing well.
I'm going to say one nice thing about Brian Daboll and then one not so nice thing about him. Nice thing, I really think that he's going to make the best Santa Claus ever when he gets dressed up for like the team party. He's going to pull that off incredibly. Can't wait for that content. The not so nice thing is he really pussied out in overtime with the punt that he called.
Yeah.
And we've been very nice to Brian Daboll on this show. We've given him a lot of credit for like end of game scenarios.
Recurring guest.
He's seemed like he is really, really practiced a lot of the logistics and tactics that go into like closing out a game if you have a team that's not going to blow anybody out. He's great at that. It was 4th and 3 on the Washington 45-yard line. Minute 42 seconds remaining in overtime. A tie game, 20-20, and he decided to punt the ball away.
He basically was like, my team sucks.
That's pretty much what he's saying. But earlier in the season, when it came time to go for it, especially like 2-point conversions, that sort of thing, he was like, fuck it, let's do this. Let's go for it. In this situation, he doesn't have that same energy as he had like earlier in the season. I feel like Brian Daboll had the expectations were lower than they are right now.
Right.
So he was coaching actually in a much more aggressive, in a style that I like better than he has been coaching recently, where now he's got the expectation. So he's like trying to preserve the good thing that he's built,
right,
instead of trying to go out there and get the good thing.
Right. He's like, hey, we have 7 wins. If we tie this game, like we're just 1 win away from being 500.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to hold on to like what they had at the beginning of the season.
Exactly. So I think that's really that's not what cost the team the game, but at that point, as a Commanders fan, I was like, this is awesome.
Well,
I'm glad he's doing this.
I get it in just the fact that if you don't get it, it's now a loss. But yeah, I mean, you're basically saying I don't want to win.
Yeah. So I don't know, Hank, as a new member of the command wagon, left hand up or?
I think that was a left hand up. I think that was an impressive comeback. You should be happy with that tie.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Good.
The Giants, if you're a Giants fan, that's a disappointing tie.
Yep.
Commanders fans, as we are.
Yep.
That's a good tie.
Yeah. So in overtime, I made the offer. I was
Both teams can't win a tie.
I said, Giants fans, I'm hereby accepting this tie. You know, like in chess, sometimes you offer your opponent a draw. That's what I was doing at that point because I was happy with the tie. Like suckers, they took it.
Yeah.
They were going to kick my ass.
Idiots.
They were going to beat the shit out of me if they didn't take that tie.
Idiots.
The Giants, their clock management at the end of the game was horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
And we also learned Brian Daboll was a safety in college, which I didn't realize. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Just thinking about him as a safety is so funny.
Yeah, really.
There's a bowling ball coming down in the box.
I feel like
Definitely
he was
a box
definitely that
guy.
was pre-targeting. Like I feel like he was just going head first at guys'
He's
heads.
just diving at people, yeah. And I mean, it was a perfect tie. It was also a brutal loss for anyone who bet the over, although we told you, PFT and I both had the under.
Yeah.
We told you this is a sunny day, New York Giants under, but to have 26 points in the first half for an over-under of 40.5 and then have it go into overtime, and all you need is a score.
That's it.
That sucked.
That's it.
That sucked.
Taylor Heineke will not be getting the Jordans this week. That would be bullshit if he got him after a tie, even though we did tie them.
You should get like Steph Curry's.
Yeah, well, I said he should get like a red and blue pair of Under Armours this week.
Right.
Just real trash shoes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll take this tie. Both teams very firmly still in the playoff picture right now, and I guess we're going to find out more in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a bye, and then you're right back at it.
Chase Young returning. Thank God.
They should really play it like a skins game in golf.
What do you mean? Like,
The winner of the next game gets both.
Yeah.
Why not?
It carries over.
If they both agree to it, they're like, hey, the winner of this next game gets both.
Yeah, I agree to that.
That absolutely should be the rule. If you tie someone in your own division in the first game, the second game decides the tie.
Yep, I agree.
That would be so electric.
Either
to be
that,
like, this is a two game game.
Or if it's like in soccer where road points count for extras.
Yeah. Either way, I that would be. Imagine just like tuning in and being like, whoever wins this game gets 2 wins. Mm-hmm. That would fucking rule.
It would be the game with the most implications of all time in NFL history.
Jake might actually get a flex correct.
I would. Oh, by the way, we have Mega Flex Week coming up.
Mega Flex Week?
Mega
because
flex
there's going to be
week. You're 0-1, by the way.
Oh, no. 1-1. He got a tie.
I'll take the loss.
He got to actually tell you what, Jake. If you win this next one, then your tie flex counts as a win.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can make the announcement later, but week 15, the deadline is Tuesday. There's 3 Saturday games. None of them have been placed yet.
What do you mean?
So they're going to be moving 3 Saturday games. Like
Wait.
There's 5 games on the schedule with TBD. 3 of them are going to be moved to Saturday.
What?
Wait,
Yeah.
so the teams
Saturday,
don't know
December
yet?
17th. Correct.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked.
So it's like,
So you could go on a run here.
yeah. We've
Oh,
got
you could get
a potential
all 3?
regular flex plus 3 movables.
Super
What do you like
flexes.
so far? That you're looking at?
I think the Giants Commanders are the heavy favorite to be the Saturday night game.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a big market.
Yeah.
New York.
And I think Dolphins Bills could take out Patriots Raiders for Sunday night.
I would
Definitely.
definitely say
But
that.
the only hesitance is that would be double flex for the Dolphins back to back.
Well, they did that with the
Chargers.
The Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my best flex.
Okay.
Pass flex.
Best flex.
Be Fody.
I like. I like it.
B Fody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
best
B40.
flex.
Best flex of the year.
Okay.
Best flex of the year. Okay. Anything else? Oh, what were you gonna say?
Cowboys are low key clowning.
Yeah, this
They're
is
clowning on the Colts.
The Colts gave a spirited effort. Turns out they're still bad. It
Yeah.
was nice when we were like, "Oh, Jeff Saturday." Like they got competently less bad, but they still are bad.
They're hanging in there. I think that no matter what happens from here on out, we can all agree that it's been more fun having Jeff Saturday
Correct.
than it would be having Gus Bradley
Or John
coach this
Fox.
team. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. All right, next up, talking about clowning. Eagles 35, Titans 10. A.J. Brown revenge game. Just absolutely clown the Titans. The Titans are one of those teams that like if they go down by what was it 21-10, that's game over. They cannot come back from
Yeah,
that
they gotta make it ugly. They gotta get you in a like rock fight, bloody you up a little bit, and then hope to just like wear you down by the end of the game. And if you get down, if you're the Titans and you start falling behind early in a game, then it completely negates your strategy that you'd like to do, which is just run Derrick Henry 35 times.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is a Derrick Henry thing, like maybe Tractor Cito's season is just not going to get going this year. We had a little blip of it. There's 2 games in a row. Maybe it's credit to the Eagles' run defense, which has looked stout. Jordan Davis is back sparingly, but they added some guys who Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh, and they look, I don't know, to shut down Derrick Henry. I know the game script got away from the Titans, but this was the glaring weakness besides special teams for the Eagles, and it feels like they kind of answered it. And I don't. That was a whomping, and you should probably give the Eagles credit for it. I know that there's been a lot of like Eagles haven't won any, haven't beaten anyone really good besides Cooper Rush. Oh,
The good news is, if you're the Titans, you can pretty much lose every game for the rest of the season, and you're still going to win that division.
Yes.
I actually think that the Tennessee Titans could go. What would that be? 7-11. Did I get that right?
No.
7-10.
7-10.
Panama brain. 7-10. They
Yes.
could go. They could go 7-10, win that division pretty handily, and they might even fuck somebody up in the first round of the playoffs too.
Yeah, and Treylon Burks, that sucked. He caught his first career touchdown and got knocked out hard. I can't believe he held on to it. But yeah, this was a game that was out of control so fast, and A.J. Brown is so goddamn good. And like his catches, I feel like it happens every other week where he catches one of those moon shots at the front end of the end zone on the goal line, and he'll just catch it through the defender. And his hands are so fucking strong. And I don't know if Max, you have anything else to add, but that was a resounding win for the Eagles.
Yeah. The only other thing I really need or would like to add is that Jalen Hurts is the MVP. He was
Ooh.
unbelievable today.
He was very good.
He was unbelievable today. And I know there's been a lot of Tua looked like shit today. Mahomes couldn't get a win. Jalen Hurts is the MVP right now.
Mahomes actually might get it if he turns it up these last few weeks, because like he has become the Michael Jordan where it's like or the LeBron where it's like you give the MVP to this guy every single year. If they stumble a little bit and he like wills his team to getting the number 2 seed, then I feel like it might go to Mahomes. But
Hurts has been awesome.
Jalen Hurts is doing things that no Eagles quarterback has ever. Like, he does remind me more and more of McNabb, except I think that at his best, he's better than McNabb.
And he also like something about the way he runs. It's crazy to watch, but he's running in like almost slow motion. It's almost like Paul Pierce or Luka when you watch them play basketball, and they're not fast. I mean, Jalen Hurts is fast, but like they don't have blinding speed, but they have deliberate speed where it's like they know exactly where they want to go. No wasted steps. Doesn't it feel like that with Jalen Hurts sometimes, where it's like he's not killing them with speed. He knows exactly where to go, and he beats you with angles.
And yeah, I mean, he didn't even have to run today. He only ran for 12. That's what I think has been the most impressive, is that he can win games in so many different ways. Like if the game's getting ugly and you need to just pound the rock and run the football, he's obviously can do that. But But I mean, he threw for 380 yards and 3 touchdowns today.
Yeah.
And against a good Titans defense.
Yes.
There's like nothing you can say about his throwing anymore because he's shown it time and time again.
Yeah, no, he's if you took away his legs entirely, as far as like being able to run for yards, I'm not talking about his elusiveness in the pocket, but if you told Jalen Hurts you're not allowed to run the football, just be a passer, I actually think that he would still be like a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Also, this is a hindsight is 2020, but 80% of the bets I think were on the Titans as underdogs. That's just the Titans. The way the Titans win a game is when no one expects them to win the game. Everyone thought they were like live in this game. That's when they get blown out.
They got to make it ugly.
Yeah, and you got to not expect it.
Yeah,
you got to expect it to be like, oh man, the Titans have no shot, like that Chiefs game that they almost won. Oh, the Titans have no shot. They're 13-point underdogs. Oh, that's when the Titans show up and do fuck shit on them. Okay. Before we get to the next game, quick word from a couple of our sponsors. Movement Watches. Movement has been doing things different since day one, creating watches with refreshingly clean designs, top-tier materials, and unbeatable prices. Stand out with Movement's watches, eyewear, and more during their seasonal sale with a discount you can't miss. Timeless timekeeping with a fresh look. Movement's designs come in countless styles for every occasion. Shop with confidence. Enjoy a 24-month warranty, free shipping, and free returns on orders over $50. Watches were just the beginning. Movement's line of eyewear and jewelry is designed to set you apart for all the right reasons, and Movement Everscroll eyewear filter out the most intense blue light rays so you can look your best while doing your best work. Check them out now. I wear the Movement glasses, the blue light rays. Someone who's staring at TVs and computer screens constantly, they're a must-have. So be the good gifter with Movement. MVMT during the seasonal sale. Get a special discount just in time for the holidays. Join the movement today at MVMT.com. That's MVMT.com. Check them out. Highly recommended. We're also brought to you by our good friends at Coors Light. The holidays are on their way, and so are the festivities that come along with them. But in between the shindigs and socializing, it's important to pause and make time for the little moments too. So take a second or two to chill this holiday season with Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. And right now you can enter for a chance to win a Coors Light Chill Holiday Kit. Stay tuned for details on how to enter. Take a break from the holiday hustle with Coors Light. Nothing better than an ice cold Coors Light when you're sitting on the couch or at a bar with some friends and family this holiday season. Make time to chill this holiday season. Reach for the beer that's made to chill and go to CoorsLight.com/PMT for your chance to win an exclusive chill holiday kit complete with sweatsuit, beanie, socks, and gift cards. No purchase necessary. Ends January 2nd, 2023 at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. Must be legal resident of the 50 U.S. states and D.C., 21 years of age or older. Void where prohibited. See official rules at BelieveInChill.com for entry instructions, odds, prizes, restrictions, etc. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. The best beer ever created. Coors Light. Thank you to Coors Light, our wonderful sponsor. All right. Lions, Jaguars. The Lions are good. They're a good football team. They have a bad record, but they're a good football team.
Officially good.
They are.
They've played several good games in a row. That Bills game on Thanksgiving, that to me was as good and as productive a loss as I've seen any team have in a long time.
They played 5 good games in a row.
It's incredible because they won 3 games in a row for like the first time since, I don't know, like 1885. And then they had a statement loss. And then this game, I'm a believer. I'm officially ready to say it. I'm a believer in what Dan Campbell is doing to Detroit. Yeah, he's kind of a turkey sometimes, and he'll completely mess up easily fixable situations. But as far as being a coach goes, like being able to turn around a franchise like that is way harder than I think a lot of people think that it is. And I think that he's actually making steps towards doing it.
And in the season, like it wasn't. So there's turning around the Lions, the macro level, where it's like, yeah, this is a franchise that hasn't won a playoff game in 30 years, maybe even more. I think it's 30 plus
retroactively
years.
I do count that Matt Stafford game against the Cowboys.
Yeah,
that should be, they won that loss.
Yes. But so that in itself is a big task. But in the actual like season, remember they were 1-6. They got blown out by the Patriots. They lost that game to the Cowboys.
91 was their last.
91. Yeah, oof, it's a long time. They lost to the Dolphins in that game, and then so they're 1-6. Season's over. and they've now rattled off 5 straight good games, going 4-1 in that stretch. That's hard to do. Like to be in the middle of October, 1-6, and have the team buy in, like Dan Campbell deserves a ton of credit for that.
Well, I think if there's one coach in the NFL that will never be accused of losing the locker room, it's probably Dan Campbell.
Right.
Like he does not lose that He's got that locker room on a leash.
Yeah,
He's got it microchipped.
Yes.
That locker room isn't going anywhere. And the team loves him. That's obvious. They're getting healthy. You probably saw like a little bit of the swoon that they had earlier in the season. They were banged up a little bit, but I think the bottom line is just that the Lions are good at football.
They can build off of this for next year.
Yeah, and so here's a fun little stat for Jaguars fans. This is courtesy of Uncle Chaps.
Who are not good at football.
That's 20 consecutive losses to NFC teams for the Jaguars, dating back to a victory at the Giants to open the 2018 season. 20 consecutive NFC losses.
Yeah, remember we had the stat. Blake Bortles is like the NFC GOAT for the Jaguars. I think he's like 4-3 or something.
Yeah,
like he's the only one who could beat NFC teams. But the Jaguars. You nailed it, Piatti, on Friday when it was like you can't see the Jaguars doing this 2 games in a row.
No, absolutely
after beating
not.
The Ravens.
Absolutely not. Everybody was shocked.
Chance.
Everybody was shocked when that happened.
And Trevor Lawrence, they get a win in this game because Trevor Lawrence legitimately looked like he died. And then he was just totally fine.
So as far as like a sliding scale of expectations goes, I think that the Detroit Lions being featured on the In the Hunt graphic in December is as good as winning a playoff game.
Yes, absolutely.
You're in the second round. This is better than you would have ever thought even as recently as like 6 weeks ago.
And they'd have to probably win out. They'd probably have to win out.
The fact that we're having the conversation though, Big Cat.
It's crazy. They're 5-7. They'd have to win out, most likely. But if like the Commanders, Giants, or Seahawks, one of those teams falls off, they could be the one to pick it up. If they rattle off a few wins here, they have the Vikings, the Jets. That's gonna be a tough one. Panthers, Bears, Packers. They could win 4 out of these last 5. If they beat the Vikings, I think they'll win 4 out of the last 5.
They could. They very easily could. And then what's almost going to be just as good as making the playoffs for Lions fans, you can at least play the game where you're like, man, that Thanksgiving game against the Bills. If we left Josh Allen 7 fewer seconds on the clock, we'd be in the playoffs at this point.
And on top of all of that, you have the 4th pick in the draft.
Yeah, pretty good.
You have the Rams pick.
Pretty good.
And the Rams
and Matt Stafford's getting shut down.
Yeah, you couldn't have it work out better that the Super Bowl champs have. Though it's actually the worst Super Bowl championship defense of a team ever. You have their pick. Think about how fortuitous that is. The Super Bowl champ. You know that you're like, all right, these guys will be back in the playoffs. No. They're in the 4th pick right now. They might not win another game. That might get all the way up to 2-3. It's crazy.
You know what's going to be really strange this offseason? It's going to be weird having the media talk about the Lions as like a dark horse for the playoffs next year.
They are.
That's another step that you're going to have to deal with is now I think going into next season, there will be some expectation.
Yeah, and they in this specific game, they didn't punt. First 8 drives, they scored on their first 8 drives. First time they've ever done that since 1993. Jared was awesome. They were hitting all the right notes. The Jaguars are the Jaguars, fumbling, just making mistakes. Trevor Lawrence almost dying. By the way, this Cowboys game is a complete clowning at this point. Colts guys just giving up on tackles. Tony Pollard scored again. It's a joke. This is a joke. Yikes. 40-19. Oh,
no more points.
Block kick.
Oh, we got
40-19. That's a big block.
Okay, all right, huge block. Keep your eyes out.
Wow, Jake, a live scoregami.
Only had 1 in 13 weeks. It's pretty bad.
Man.
You know what's crazy though is scoregamis are going to become by their very nature more and more rare.
Yeah, we talked about this
time
a few
goes
weeks
on.
ago. It's not great.
No,
we'll
it's
focus
an
on the
endangered
now.
species.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time you have one, I said that to you when that last one happened. You go home and you're like, that's one less that we can have.
Mm-hmm.
What Dragon Balls?
It's brutal.
They're infinite.
That's not true.
That's just how real numbers work.
Actually, Billy
right.
is technically correct.
Yeah.
As noted, educated person Hank agrees with. World-renowned educated person Hank.
Okay, world-renowned educated person. Jake, I'm rooting for you. This would be incredible.
That was big.
This would be a huge moment. Where were you? All right, next up, Browns 27, Texans 14. Deshaun Watson is back. Deshaun Watson is rehabilitated per Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter said before the game, it was basically a text message that he just put into his Twitter and was like, "Here you go. Deshaun Watson has made what NFL and NFLPA experts have described as signs of progress during his mandatory treatment program, per sources. Also, we should note that his program is completely confidential, so I don't know how they would find that."
It means that Deshaun Watson has not masturbated onto or in the presence of a massage therapist in the last calendar year.
Yes.
In which case, congratulations. That is progress.
Huge.
It seems like he is a pretty big part of his routine before that.
Yep.
So he has made a definite change. You can also tell just a lot about Adam Schefter's tweets and his PR releases based on what time he schedules them for. So this one was scheduled to be tweeted out at 4:00 a.m.
Yes.
That's exactly when I would schedule a tweet to go out if I've got bad news about anything that I don't want anyone responding to.
Yeah.
Bad news for Schefter is it hit the quote tweet lottery on that one. Had, I think, like 1,500 quote tweets on it. So word got around, even though he tried to bury it late at night. But yeah, Deshaun Watson came back. He played today. He wasn't good.
No, he was not good.
We didn't think that he would be good because he hasn't played football in 2 years.
Yeah, the Browns scored a fumble touchdown, a punt return touchdown, and a pick six.
Yeah.
So the 27-14 score is not Deshaun Watson.
Oh, you know what? Also, Schefter, if you're talking about what great progress Deshaun Watson has made in like the last year, anybody cannot get massages when they're not playing football. Let's see what happens after he's like taking hits and actually getting sore. That's when it's going to be very tough for Deshaun Watson to stay out of the massage therapist office.
Yes. It's good that he's rehabbed.
Yeah.
Good job, dude.
Completely rehabilitated.
Way to go.
The problem has been solved. Yeah, he did kind of stink today. The Texans didn't play particularly well either. We didn't really watch much of this game.
Yeah, we did not watch pretty much any of this game. The Texans are very, very sad. Kyle Allen, it's just the whole thing's a bummer at this point. 1-10-1.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the whole thing is a bummer.
Yeah.
And you thought like maybe this was the game. They get like, a crowd there. Everyone's thinking revenge. Fuck this guy. He's a piece of shit. He's a scumbag. Oh, no, wait. Schefter said that he's rehabilitated. But no, they couldn't even do that.
Yeah, the fans, they didn't really boo him that much. I thought there would be more boos today.
Yeah.
But it was like a smattering is how I would describe it. Most people were like, okay, that's been our guy for a long time, so we like him. Welcome back.
It actually turned out everyone was like, oh, my God, this league, Roger Goodell schedules Deshaun Watson to go against the Texans, his first game back. That was actually like the nicest thing he could have done.
Yeah, it was perfect.
That was a treat.
This is the first time that we've really seen him wearing orange. He looks okay in orange, not in like a prison jumpsuit type of way, but he fills the uniform out nicely.
Yeah. Orange and brown. Good job, Deshaun Watson. But we don't like you.
No. Actually, if he had gotten injured today, I think most of America would have been like, "That's awesome."
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's the one guy that I think most people would like throw aside there. We don't root for injuries on.
Yeah.
What if he just got hit what if he Pulisic himself and had to go to the hospital?
Lose it.
That would, Jesus, that would be a great day on Twitter.
Yeah, it would. It's also, oh no, Jake, looks like the score gone.
Yeah, but it's touchdown or bust. So.
Oh, okay.
Like they're down 21.
Also describes Deshaun Watson's last year.
Yes, touchdown or bust. No one's rooting for Deshaun Watson except Browns fans. I won't begrudge Browns fans. I understand how sports work.
Yeah, you're rooting for your team.
We're gonna make fun of him, and we're gonna mock him. Just so you know.
Yep.
I think everyone expects.
What if he just sucked now? That would be something, huh?
Hasn't played in a long time.
It's going to take him a few weeks to knock the rust off.
Might
for
just
sure.
take him the rest of the year. Yeah. All right. Steelers, Falcons. Steelers 19, Falcons 16. I think this might be it for the Falcons, even though they're still kind of alive. Feels like this is we got to probably start playing Desmond Ridder moment.
Yeah, I think so. The good news for them is you've got the Bucs and the Saints playing each other this week. So maybe I guess you're probably rooting for the Saints if you're the Falcons. But you've also said that you're not going to start Desmond Ridder until you're out of playoff contention. So what would you rather do? If you're a Falcons fan, what's going on, Jake?
He just got a fumble.
Big pick.
Huge pick.
What would you rather have if you're a Falcons fan? Like stay in the hunt for another 3 weeks, not make the playoffs, and get Mariota until like the very end, or just like right now pull the Band-Aid off, go to Ridder?
Yes.
Because I'd rather go to Ridder at this point.
Absolutely.
The small amount that I saw Ridder in the preseason, he looked really good.
You have to go to Ridder.
Yeah, he had some like weird moments where he's a rookie and he's obviously going to go through growing pains. But just based on his arm talent that I saw, I think they should play him right now.
You have to go to Ritter. He has to be good, because then I can just be like, Luke Fickell's a quarterback whisperer. Come to Wisconsin.
There you go.
I am rooting for Desmond Ritter.
Yeah, the quarterback,
Big time.
the defensive coach,
Big
quarterback
time.
whisperer.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's definitely going to be. I'm going to be rooting hard for Desmond Ritter. But yeah, the Steelers, like the Steelers, another team. It feels like today we have a couple teams that showed up and. Like, hey, maybe if they reel off a few wins here, like it was the last gas week for a few teams where the Steelers, the Lions, I'm trying to think if there's anyone else, like they win, and now if they win out, they're in the playoffs. It's crazy to say they're 5-7.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't know. They're playing Lamar next week, or the Ravens with no Lamar.
Yeah, it's actually going to be funny because this might be Mike Tomlin's like pièce de résistance.
Right.
If he can get this team to above 500, then you can keep the stack going of like he's never had a team below 500, including this year when they sucked.
It was
this would actually be the only impressive time that he's ever like managed to get to 500.
Did you see the clip of him walking onto the field before the game? It might have been during halftime.
No.
Some guy was like, some Steelers fan was like, "Hey Tomlin," like it was in the hallway. He's like, "Hey Coach Tomlin, let's go." And he's like, "What the fuck, man? I'm working right now."
Let's go for the win, man.
It was awesome. He was so locked in. It was a fucking great
Like, don't
clip.
talk to me?
Yeah, like do not talk to me.
I love that.
I'm locked in.
He's a psycho.
I'm trying to win this fucking game.
The big takeaway I had from this game was the Falcons are 0-2, while Will Compton is in escrow, while the boy is waiting to be signed.
Yep.
So let's get to work on that, NFLPA, because I can't take much more of Will on Twitter. So
Yeah.
just get him on a team.
Get him on a team. This game also, weirdly enough, tied the record for most 45-plus yard field goals made. 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's-
I don't
yeah, it's
know.
pretty
It's a weird
strange.
one. And George Pickens is the definition of a ticking time bomb.
He's so awesome.
He's awesome,
He's
but
so
he gets
good.
so mad when he doesn't get the ball.
He's so good, but so weird.
So weird.
He's a weird. You know, we've got a lot of weird players, weird new players in the NFL.
And guess what? Like, greatness usually is kind of weird, so it might work out that, like, he's wired weird, but he threw his helmet, then they passed to him right away. He was yelling at people. Like, I guess you kind of want a fiery guy, but he does feel like he lives on the edge at all times.
Yeah.
It was the same at Georgia.
We're sitting next to Jersey Jerry during this game, and he was reading a report. He was like, oh, no. George Pickens just threw his helmet and kicked it. Like, the icing on the cake was he also booted his helmet down the sidelines, and now they're turning that into like it's a big cause for concern in Pittsburgh. But I don't know. I think he's definitely good enough. He's got enough talent to be able to overlook all the other stuff that he does.
Yeah.
Just like make him happy, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Make him happy. Anything else on this game? We're at the point of the season where there's some games where it's like, okay, that was a game.
They're going to look back. Falcons are going to look back on this stretch and be like, what the hell did we do?
Yeah.
You know how, like, it's like I look back and I wasted my 20s is what they're going to say, because they had the Chargers, the Panthers, the Bears, the Commanders, and the Steelers all lined up in a row, and they booted it.
They might not be that good.
Yeah, but they booted
So
it.
it's like you look at it and you're like, look at all these teams they have. Turns out the Falcons are not better than those teams.
Well, now we know that.
Yeah, right.
But in the moment,
Right.
we were set to go on a run.
Right,
Some of us put futures on them.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, looking back, yeah, they're probably right around where they should be.
They wasted their 20s.
5-8 team. Okay, last one from the 1 p.m.s. Ravens 10, Broncos 9. Lamar goes out. Tyler Huntley in. The Ravens spent the entire game trying to score, trying to take the lead. They're down 9-3 for what felt like an eternity. Tyler Huntley, in his heroics, scores with like 25 seconds left, and we're left with the Broncos having yet again another just terrible, disappointing loss. This team is a disaster.
Yeah. Nathaniel Hackett broke out all the tricks this week. He grew a goatee.
He did.
That's how you know it's getting bad, when you just spontaneously grow a goatee out of nowhere. He's trying to change up anything.
Yeah.
Anything and everything that can be done differently in Denver. He's giving it a shot, and I would just resign if I were him. When was the last time we had a coach just resign before he can be fired? You probably end up losing a lot of money, actually, if you do
Yeah,
that.
you can't do that.
I would imagine. But I would say, if I were him, I would strongly consider resigning,
Yeah.
because it's not going to get any better.
I have some sad stats for you. So, There's a guy on Twitter named Kent Weyruch. I probably butchered his name. Weyrauch. He has the Russell Wilson toilet watch, where can he get as many passing touchdowns as toilets in his bathroom. So today was a big setback for him. Russell Wilson has to average 1 passing touchdown a game for the last 5 games to surpass the amount of bathrooms he has in his house. He has 12 bathrooms. He has 8 touchdown passes this year.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
He's probably not going to get there.
Yeah, and it's like, it was one of those things that someone probably started it. This guy started it week 1 being like, this would be funny for the first few weeks. We're in week 13, and he's fighting for his life to get more touchdown passes than he has bathrooms in his house.
Well, he has an insane amount of bathrooms.
Insane amount.
He really set himself up for that one.
Yes. The other thing I have is the Broncos are averaging right now 13.8 points per game. It will be the first team to average under 14 points in the last 10 seasons. If they had just been I think I looked it up, if they had just been the 20th ranked offense, the Saints offense, which is averaging 20.8 points per game, if they scored 20.8 points in the regulation this year, they'd be 10-2. If they were just the Steelers, who were like the 28th ranked offense, like really bad, they would be 8-4. So it's like all they needed to do was be not the absolute worst offense. That's how good their defense has been. They would be a playoff team.
Really, really bad.
It's
offense.
crazy.
Yeah. And that wasn't going to be the expectation coming into the season. It was like, okay, you fixed your entire offense, and now there's some very funny old like trade grades that are getting passed around. I saw one from ESPN when they made the initial Drew Lock for Russell Wilson trade. They gave the Broncos an A, and they gave the Seahawks a D+ for the trade. I grade that trade grade an F+.
Yeah,
it's I admire.
F-.
No, I admire the fact that they made the grade.
True.
That takes balls to grade a trade immediately.
True.
But everything besides that was dog shit. The real winner from this game was Rick Riley, who took the opportunity to come out and just remind everybody, oh, do you think Rick Riley's still got the flamethrower? You think Rick Riley can still bring it? Does he only tweet bangers? The answer is yes, because an hour and 45 minutes after the game was over, Rick took to Twitter and said, Russell Wilson sucks like the Dyson factory.
Damn.
# Broncos.
Damn.
Just absolutely cooked him. As bad as the stat about the touchdown passes compared to toilet paper is, this is way worse.
Rick Riley's in his bag.
He is the Dyson factory, dude. Bro, that's where they make the vacuums.
Oh,
that
sucks more than
he
that?
sucks worse than that.
Damn.
Rick Riley nailed it.
Yeah. The Broncos are just. I don't know where the Ravens are gonna probably struggle because Lamar Jackson. Tyler Huntley is fun, and then I reminded myself that he was 1-4 last year.
Yeah, but he's a fun 1-4.
He's fun.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh no, they'll be fine. Tyler Huntley's like, oh no, there's a steep drop off between Lamar Jackson and Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, and the good news for the Ravens fans is Harbaugh said after the game, Lamar's injury could be between days and weeks.
I'd take that.
So now,
Take that.
yeah, it's not months.
No, that.
So that's good. I guess he's just got like a bruised knee. I felt guilty because when they took him to the locker room, they showed him walking through the hallway. I thought he was shitting again.
Yeah.
But
he's always be shitting.
if I watch the replay enough times, I could convince myself that it's just a bruise.
Yeah.
And he'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you did diagnose it as just a bruise.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that. The only other thing I had just is more sad Broncos stuff. I mentioned that they would be the first team in a decade to average less than 14 points. The last team to do it was the 2012 Chiefs with Matt Castle and Brady Quinn. The year before that, it was the Rams with Bradford, Feely, and Clemens.
Yeah.
Kellen Clemens. Kellen Clemens.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, remember he had like a little thing with the Jets.
He did. He had like one good game on the Jets, I think.
Yeah, and then the one before that, 2010 Panthers, was Jimmy Clausen and Matt Moore. So when you those quarterbacks,
those are bangers only.
Those quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, same sentence now.
If you had asked me to name like the most mid starting quarterbacks of the last 10 years,
and that's Russell Wilson's team,
and Russ Wilson, and we said last week that we didn't recall Russ being this bad on the Seahawks at the end. Post finger injury, he actually was this bad.
Yeah.
So the finger fucked him up.
Well,
when
remember,
he came back
too early.
He came back from the 5-week finger injury in like 3 weeks.
And he sucked for like 3 more weeks, and then he was okay.
Yeah, But even
right when he was supposed to be healed.
But even for the rest of the year, he like dipped again. He's not the same guy after that finger.
No.
It's a pretty big finger.
Something's fucked up. Okay. Let's do a couple ads, and then we'll do the afternoon slate, which was a great slate.
These games are also brought to you by Bic. That's right. The new Bic Easy Rinse razors feature a first-of-its-kind reverse blade design, patented anti-clogging technology, resulting in a smoother shave with less irritation. They figured out the perfect amount of space between the blades to allow for easier rinsing and no clogs. The worst part about having a clogged razor, the hairs get stuck in there, and then you have to like bang it on the side of the sink to try to get the hairs out. Creates a disaster zone on the sink. Hairs get everywhere. The Bic Easy Rinse razor, their new reverse blade design, will change that. It's the best way to shave. Buy them now on Amazon and Walmart.com. Starting in January, you can find them in retail stores nationwide, but you can get them now. Get them ahead of time. Get them before your neighbor has one. Buy them now on Amazon and Walmart.com. Starting in January nationwide. Start living a life less clogged. Use promo code 20EasyRinse for 20% off Bic Easy Rinse on Amazon.com today. That's promo code 20EasyRinse for 20% off Bic Easy Rinse on Amazon.com today.
They just got to let Matt Ryan retire. This has become very sad. Very, very sad. The Cowboys just sacked him, strip sack, touchdown that might not stand. Let him retire. We knew this was going to happen.
It's old Yeller. It's just, okay, the good boy, he's got rabies now.
Yeah.
Take him behind the biggest, tallest shed you can find. Do what you have to do.
It's an absolute clowning, an absolute smoking. The Cowboys are going to win by like $1 billion. I don't think that one stands.
Is Matt Ryan okay? Because right now he's curled up in the fetal position.
Yeah. 5 turnovers.
Gami's dead.
No, we're okay right now. The only thing that kills us is 50-19. So
Okay,
if this gets reversed and the Dallas Cowboys go to field goal range,
I don't think they'll kick a field goal.
they probably won't.
Okay, Matt Ryan's okay.
Yeah.
He's walking around.
Okay. So yeah, that game doesn't even need recapping. The Cowboys just absolutely dismantled the Colts. Credit the Colts for staying in it for a quarter.
As Steve Austin would say, they stomped a Texas mud hole in the Colts today.
Yeah, that was bad. Okay. Afternoon slate. Seahawks 27, Rams 23. Sean McVay is now to the point of the season where he's just using old inspirational quotes to try to pump himself up. He said after the loss, calm seas don't make good sailors. So that's nice. He's just they were actually like in this game. They were winning this game with 3 minutes left. Mm-hmm. They were fighting hard, but Geno was able to do it. He tried to throw like 3 interceptions on the last drive, but was able to take him down the field, win the game. And the Rams are just it's over. Like it's pack up the season. It's done. Everyone's out, and they're gonna sit everyone. It's just play out don't even play out the string.
It's got to be awful being Sean McVay with the photographic memory, because it's a great thing if your teams are good and you're filling up all the space in your head with like perfect, beautiful memories of great, successful football. But once you start losing, it must become such a burden to have to remember like all these shitty plays.
Yeah.
Like he's going to have to go out there and remember like Bryce Perkins playing for an entire weekend.
Yeah.
John Wolford. Those are 2 giant wastes of brain space. So credit to Geno, though. Geno Smith, this was his first fourth quarter comeback victory since week 17 of 2014.
Also career high in passing in a game and career high passing for a season. He surpassed today.
Incredible. And
so good for him.
And DK just went man mode on Jalen Ramsey on that last touchdown catch.
Insane.
Every now and again he just remembers I'm bigger and stronger than everybody else, even if I can't turn. So I'm just gonna go man mode on you and box you out.
Yes. It was a nice drive by Geno. Seahawks stay alive. Because it felt like they were fading a little, especially the fact that the Rams were maybe going to win this game. Mm-hmm. Their defense is weird. Like their defense goes stretches where it looks great and then it looks so bad.
Yeah, I actually think that defense is one of those. More so than offense. If you even start to check out a little bit on a season, defense seems like the easier one to go because so much of it is predicated on just effort on every single play.
Yeah, and Bobby Wagner was awesome because it was a personal revenge game. So
Yeah.
credit to him.
Yeah. Doesn't Pete Carroll kind of own Sean McVay? Or am I completely making that stat up? I know all those
it
NFC,
might be, yeah.
all those NFC West coaches just own each other
Yes.
repeatedly. I think Pete Carroll is above Sean in that cycle.
Did that help you, that touchdown?
Yeah, because if they tackled him, they would have kicked the field goal. They were on like the 20-yard line.
Wait, so 54-19 is not a
Well,
Gami?
53 and 54 are good. 50 would have been bad.
Wow, so
Okay.
we could still get the Gami.
Yeah, but if they didn't get this first down, we were toast.
Wow.
Yeah, big blowouts like this I feel like are more
Yeah, it's
likely
fine.
to
More
get
flexible.
a Gami, right?
More flexible.
Yeah, I do think there is something like that. Well, no, I don't know. We got to look into it. There is
Pete
like
Carroll owns somebody
it
from the
might be
NFC
Cliff.
West.
I don't know.
Jake, can you
Everyone
look that
owns Cliff.
up? I know you're
Yeah.
after the Gami.
Or Billy, look it up.
Oh.
What the record is, Pete Carroll versus other NFC West coaches. All right, moving on. Raiders 27, Chargers 20. Justin Herbert is just Phillip Rivers.
Okay, go on.
And I say this not because it's not an anti-Justin Herbert thing. It's more of an anti-Chargers thing. Watching him play behind like an offensive line that has injuries, but just didn't do anything for him. He'd have to check down. Like basically the only time that Justin Herbert's able to really be Justin Herbert is when they're in like 4th and 18. He made that touchdown throw that was out of this world good. And now we get to the Chargers. It feels like every week back in these games where they're down late and Justin Herbert's got to do something. And it's like, it's the Chargers. It's not Phillip Rivers. It's not Justin Herbert. It's the Chargers. The Chargers are going to fail two really, really good quarterbacks back to back.
You know what? I would almost say like we should start the free Justin movement.
Yes.
Like let Justin go.
Yes.
If you love him, if you truly care about him, Chargers,
Yes.
let him play for a different team.
Yes.
Because much like we do the thing of like imagine this running back, like with Kyle Shanahan's system. Like imagine Justin Herbert just playing for a competent franchise with a good offensive
It'd be
line.
insane.
Because no matter what happens to the Chargers, they're always going to have bad injury luck.
Right.
It's just going to be the story of their franchise.
Right.
So like just if I'm Justin Herbert, I would think about doing a power play and just not signing a long-term deal there.
Yeah, he's got all the talent in the world. He makes throws that are like, holy fuck. And then he just ends up in these games where it's like the Chargers should win this game. The Raiders have nothing to play for. Oh, Chargers are going to lose this game. They're now 6-6, and they're fighting for their playoff life.
I'm going to sprinkle a little take out there. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Chargers don't make the playoffs this year. Brandon Staley gets fired. Sean Payton coaches the Chargers.
Ooh, I like
Comes
that.
back to coach the Chargers.
I like that.
I think he would
That
want.
might be too much arm strength for him.
I think he would want to do that. I think he'd be. That's precisely why he would want to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, my entire career, I've wanted to see what I could do with a quarterback with
Yes.
an arm that didn't get struck by lightning. I know where I'll go, to the Chargers.
Yes. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
in.
Okay,
I'm
cool,
in.
cool.
I like that. And then as far as the Raiders, they are the fun bad team this year where it's like they can just be they started the game looking terrible. They went 18 minutes without throwing it to Devontae Adams, and then they're like, oh shit, Devontae Adams is really fucking good. Let's throw it to him. And then he went off.
Yeah.
And the Raiders, the Raiders, if you turn it into a Raiders game, you could either have just watch the most boring, pathetic game, or you could watch an absolute awesome shootout. And the Raiders have that like switch they flip. They're not a very good team, but they at least can be fun.
I was going to say that it's actually a stunning turn for the Raiders to go into a team that's fun and bad.
Right.
Compared to where they were earlier this season.
Yes. Yes. And Mark Davis also was macking on some fucking dime piece.
Oh,
next to him.
Mark Davis pulls.
Oh,
Wait,
absolutely.
He wasn't macking on her. She was macking on him.
That's a fact.
He's
That's
the
a fact.
Nadeau of owners.
Yeah. Shout out Nadeau. Hashtag Nadeau. Nadeau crew. All right. Niners 33, Dolphins 17. Dolphins got absolutely crushed. It was close. It was a close game in the fourth quarter. But, actually, the first story is that Jimmy G's out for the year. That sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks so bad.
His foot's broken. They did sign Josh Johnson off the practice squad of the Broncos. I actually love that. Like,
Yeah.
Josh Johnson is a good quarterback that's been around. He's played on, like, every team in the NFL. I am very excited to see because I guess they're going to try to start Purdy for the rest of the season. But if he stumbles at all, having Josh Johnson there, that's a pretty good luxury that they're going to have. Purdy did look pretty good today.
Yeah.
Overall, not bad for a rookie quarterback. The first Mr. Irrelevant to throw a touchdown pass.
Yep.
And I knew in the preseason that Kyle liked him because he just said, like, he's got the it factor.
He's Brocktober.
He's got it. He's got moxie. You heard Jason Garrett say, like, 12 times tonight on Sunday Night Football. He's got moxie. I like Brock Purdy.
It sucks for Jimmy G, though.
Yeah.
Because this team was loaded. It felt like he could take them on a deep run. Some people disagree. But it sucks for him. I feel bad for Jimmy G.
I do too, but at the same time, he played good enough this year where he's going to get a good contract.
Maybe.
Some team will pay for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he does feel like he's at the point of his career where he's like, okay, let's give it a try for competent football. He might be a great Colt.
Yeah. Oh, he'd be a great Colt,
Great Colt.
at this point in his career for sure.
Great Colt.
You know what should really happen? If the Saints have any dignity whatsoever, they would cut Russell Wilson and let the 49ers sign him for the good of the game.
Broncos.
Oh, excuse me, not Russell Wilson. The Saints should cut Jameis Winston and let the 49ers sign him for the good of the game.
Yes.
For the good of football. Roger
Agreed.
Goodell needs to
Agreed.
implement the good of football
Agreed.
clause.
Jameis on that team would be so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Probably drive Kyle Shanahan absolutely nuts.
But I would love it.
Yeah. Also, the Niners defense is fucking awesome. They wrecked this game.
Victory formation.
Let's go, Jake.
I've never seen a losing team do that.
Wow. You're right.
Wow.
I've never seen that.
That's a Jeff Saturday
Colts
special.
stealing it out.
Let's all go home for dinner.
Classy by Jeff Saturday.
It was hanging here. Oh, here it is.
Scoregami.
The picture,
Jake,
yeah.
get in front of the TV.
Right when it hit 0.
Wow, what a nice move by Jeff Saturday.
And the rich get richer. Odell Beckham will be making his visit to the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow.
Yeah, scoregami. Way to go, Jake.
Wait for 0.
Wait for 0, PFT.
I
Very
know
important.
how to do this.
Jake is
3,
very.
2,
Wait for 0.
1, 0.
You're listening to
All
it
right.
live on air.
You're doing great,
Final.
sweetie.
Got it.
Great job.
Now,
Jake.
also, Jake likes it when it gets big. Hold on. Jake likes it when they go final big.
when the big final happens.
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
Wait, is there?
Oh,
no,
no.
they're not going to do it.
No, they're about to do it. Watch it.
I'm waiting for the big
This
final.
is electric for everyone at home. Where were you when Jake got to take his scoregami picture? And another one bites the dust, Jake.
Nope, they didn't do a big
I
one.
didn't do a big one.
It's okay.
You
I'll
go
send
home
this-
tonight and one more that you can't have. Hope you're happy.
Tired. Losing your flex of the year. Wired. Look what we got instead.
Scoregami.
Mm-hmm.
Scoregami.
I mean, that's a trade-off I'm willing to take any day of the week.
By the way, we are talking about your Dolphins. They got wrecked.
Oh, yeah, they were terrible.
Yeah.
Also, like, after the first play of the game, 75-yard touchdown, I quoted Billy's tweet from Friday's show. I'm not sold on Tua. That backfired.
Oh.
But at the time, it was right.
Tua's
At
not,
the time,
turns out
1 for
Tua-
1, 75 yards touchdown.
Tua might need his tackles, especially against the 49ers defense. Because Nick Bosa was all over the place. The Dolphins had 19 minutes of possession in a 60-minute game. They were 0 for 7 on third down, and they had 300 total yards of offense. This is Mike McDaniel's offense that has all the weapons, and everyone's talking about how great they are. The Niners just completely dominated them after that first touchdown that we didn't even see.
Yep, McCaffrey played awesome again. Waddle was hurt for a little bit, but he came back. I don't think he was 100% when he got back, so the offense was slightly limited. This is to his first loss where he played the entire game this season for the Dolphins. So I think the Dolphins are still going to be okay.
You got to win the Chargers game.
This was more about the fact of like, okay, the 49ers they're a wagon at this point.
Yes.
And I don't really think it matters that much who's playing quarterback for the 49ers. I think
No, we've seen it.
It's exactly, you know what it is? It's kind of like the reverse of the running back situation where you'd say it doesn't matter who plays running back for the Denver Broncos or for, when it was Mike Shanahan's system or for Kyle Shanahan. It doesn't matter really who the quarterback is. They will be able to scheme a guy who's at least competent into being like a above average game manager.
I would say their margin of error has changed. Like it's very thin, but they can they're good enough. Their team is good enough that they'll be okay.
I still think they'll be okay this year. But yeah, losing Jimmy G is kind of it's bad because at least he's proven that he can get you to a Super Bowl in the past.
Right.
So yeah, I'm still rooting for him. I still think that they're one of the more fun teams to root for.
Absolutely. And they just fucking run the ball 50 times a game.
Cut Jameis Winston, let him sign for the Niners, please.
Do it. Yeah, the Dolphins. Jake, how are you feeling overall? Like, you have a tough stretch coming up.
Yeah, so remember in September, we saw how soft their schedule was in the middle of the season, and they took advantage of that while healthy. But then at the end, you saw Niners, you have Chargers. I assume they'll stay out west this week. I'm not sure. And then at the Bills, which is my flex of the year next week. And then you have the divisional game. So I'm circling that Week 18 game against the Jets the Tua Hands revenge game. That could be a major game for playoff.
We need to make sure that Tua finds out that they did that. Really put an extra chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, we got to tweet him every day.
I'm not gonna be annoying.
Come on, do it.
Yeah.
No, tweet him every day.
It was disgusting what they did, Jake.
It was. Maybe the week of the game.
Okay. All right. Last game. Best game. Awesome game. Roback game. Use code TAKE on roback.com for 20% off your first purchase. RHOBACK.com. Code TAKE. We have a huge announcement. Roback just released performance joggers, and they are amazing. I'm wearing them right now. We seriously can't take them off. Make sure you get yourself a pair. So check it out right now. Roback.com, 20% off. I wear them all weekend. Use code TAKE, 20% off. RHOBACK.com. Cannot recommend them enough. They also have the Q-zips, polos, hoodies, everything. Roback.com. Bengals 27, Chiefs 24. Joe Burrow owns Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, we have a narrative. It's officially a narrative right now, which is kind of cool. Like, Patrick Mahomes has a nemesis. Mm-hmm. He has a nemesis where he is decidedly the underdog in any matchup.
Yeah.
Like, we've reached a point where we can say Joe Burrow has Patrick Mahomes' number.
Joe Burrow's 3-0, head-to-head. The only other person who has 3 wins against Patrick Mahomes is Tom Brady, who's 3-3. So Joe Burrow has full ownership of Patrick Mahomes, and it was like it actually was weird because it was one of those games that I thought it almost like reversed storylines because the Bengals got cute at the end of the first half going into the end zone with that 4th down call where they tried to, they had someone in motion and they got absolutely blown up.
Oh, it's Trent Tyler.
Yeah, it was
Trent
our
Taylor.
guy, our guy, Trent Taylor.
I don't think he
didn't have a chance.
He didn't have targets this week, but he did have 1 rushing attempt for -3 yards, which is a single double.
Yeah. What are you going to say, Hank?
That was a rushing attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a rushing attempt. And he gets my game MVP because going into the locker room, they're like, oh, fuck, we screwed this up. Now we got to really focus. And the Chiefs looked like they were going to win it for a while there. But the Bengals defense, we talked about it ad nauseum, their second half defense especially, they shut down teams when they need to. Big fumble, forced fumble of Kelsey. Like Joe Burrow, just anytime there's a 3rd and long, it's like he's just going to make a throw.
Yeah.
He's going to stand in there.
He's
going to make a throw.
That 3rd and 11, he was just like completely, he was so calm in the pocket.
It's crazy.
Just standing like straight up, not worrying, let the play develop. Easy first down, game over.
He's so fucking good, and he's so just calm, cool, collected. And we've said it. This was the script. The Bengals were at the same exact spot they were last year, and they had a big win against the Chiefs, and they win the AFC North. Now they have it all in front of them to do the exact same thing.
I've got a take. I think this Bengals team is better than last year's Bengals team.
They might be.
I think they are. I think that they've somehow managed to improve on where they were last year.
Well, T. Higgins has become like next level. Jamar Chase is the crazy part about Jamar Chase is he's so fast, but he's also so fucking strong, and it feels like the first guy never gets him down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, guys, he's so strong, and he has so much speed, and yeah, like I would agree with you. I think this team is destined to be right up there come the end of January with either the Bills or the Chiefs, like who's going to face off in the AFC Championship game. The Bengals can absolutely win the Super Bowl this year.
I think
it's crazy.
I think that their pass defense is very underrated.
Yeah.
I think that, so obviously the Chiefs and their passing attack right now, like Patrick Mahomes is not putting up stats in terms of yardage like he has been in the past. A big part of that is not having Tyreek Hill, who is usually good for like 100-yard like run per game. But when it comes to their pass defense, I was looking this up. I was trying to figure out the last time that they allowed a 300-yard passer in a game. I think it's like week 1 or 2 of last year.
That's crazy.
Like their pass defense is insanely good right now.
And yeah, they had only 2. The Chiefs wanted to take a couple shots. They MVS, they tried to get open. He had a couple, but they had 2 plays that were explosive plays over 20 yards. Like they kept them in front of them. And Patrick Mahomes did make his jump into the end zone was very cool. But you can't really compliment Patrick Mahomes when Joe Burrow has his number.
Patrick Mahomes, yeah, I mean he's still awesome. He's still
of course. But in this specific game, Joe Burrow gets
he's better. He played way better than him. Yeah. People always accuse us of like forgetting about Patrick Mahomes and how good he is. I don't think that we've ever forgot. Hey, you just gave a shrug though. Like he's not. You are the person that they say we are.
No, I just think I also remember a few years ago when they won one championship, and it was like, this is the new dynasty. They're the new power of the AFC.
That's where it comes back to. Got it.
But you got Josh Allen, who I think is the best quarterback in the NFL, and Joe Burrow has his number. So
You know what? I think the Bills actually won this game. By having the Chiefs take a loss makes the Bills more likely to get home field advantage. The Bills won the Bengals-Chiefs matchup today.
Yes. So Josh Allen, the new dynasty.
or Joe Burrow.
Oh, Joe Burrow is him.
I know. So is Josh.
So is Josh.
Everyone crowned Patrick a little bit early.
Didn't like it.
Premature.
Hank, you know that I love Josh Allen, but you know that he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet.
No, I know.
But Mahomes did.
But he didn't have a dynasty. That's my point.
That's true.
Dynasty.
Dynasties are not easy to get.
They're
as
not.
you guys
True.
know.
Dynasty loading in Buffalo.
They're very hard to get. Yeah, but the Bengals, fuck. And like something about like, I don't know. There's just everything feels like it's in slow motion for Joe Burrow. Like he just moves. He sees the whole field in slow motion. That calmness where it's like the rush is coming, no problem, fit into a tight window, win the game.
He's just got the ice. He's got the
does.
ice.
He really does.
He
It's-
wants the ball at the end of the game. He's got that ice. It's not a stat.
Right. It's crazy to watch in real life and be like, oh, okay, he's got this.
Joe Burrow.
You can't coach ice.
No. Okay. That was all of week 13. Billy, you want to do football guys of the week?
Yep.
Then we'll finish with who's back of the week.
So last week's winner for Football Guy of the Week was Thaddeus Longmire,
Yeah.
who was the armless middle school football player,
Legend.
who's a tight end,
Total legend.
no holding calls, and he won. So shout out Thaddeus.
Better hands than Eric Ebron.
Yeah. Our first nominee for this week is Sam.
Wait, Eric Ebron staying over there?
UNC guy.
Yeah, friend of the
Caleb.
program.
Yeah.
Is Sam Hartman, quarterback for Wake Forest.
Yes.
This is a very weird story. Sam Hartman, I think he had some sort of infection where he had to have a rib taken out, like a bone rib taken
Marilyn
out.
Manson.
Yeah. So he had a rib removed, and he currently has the rib in his refrigerator, and he's going to plan to make a necklace out of it pretty soon.
Okay. I'm not a doctor, but speaking as somebody that has had several procedures, I don't think that they let you keep parts of your body. I think that's a biohazard. Maybe he knew the doctor. I don't know.
They let you keep teeth.
True.
They do. That's a good point.
Yep.
But usually, I don't think that a doctor that would take a rib out would be like, "Hey, here's this thing that we just removed from you." I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't want to call him a liar.
I think you can keep bullets if you get shot.
Okay,
I met a guy who got shot, and he had a necklace with a bullet.
that's sick.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Okay.
Our
He
second,
definitely deserves to be football guy of the week nominee.
yeah. Our second nominee is Lincoln Gustafsson, who is the kid who gets on the jumbotron at US Bank Stadium and puts that shit on.
Keeps
Antonio
Vikings
Brown
winning
dancing.
games.
Yeah, the vibe in that stadium. I was allowed to go there recently. It is something. It is up there with like Neyland, Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah, it is a.
So the only
experience.
two stadiums you've been to.
Now you went to
Not-
MetLife.
What are you talking about?
MetLife.
Not the only two. Maybe
Name
like
all the
most
stadiums.
recently.
It was also what was funny is the way that I don't know what Billy's
Name all the stadiums
Name all the stadiums.
you've been to.
You said I recently went to Minnesota, which is up there with the other stadium I recently went
Over
to.
under 5 stadiums that you've been to for football
I've been over-
games. College
yeah,
and
yeah.
Division I college and
Yes. Yes, I've been to 5.
name them.
Foxborough, Army,
West Point.
yeah, West Point,
NFL. Okay.
Neyland,
Of course, you have Troop.
Rutgers.
Rutgers. Yeah.
Do Ivy Leagues count?
No.
Okay. I went to.
Yeah, don't say you were
MetLife.
gonna say Columbia,
MetLife.
weren't you?
Yeah, well, I went on a couple of visits
And
for games.
and Minnesota.
Yeah, so
But no,
that's
Colorado, we didn't go to a game.
we didn't go to a game.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so
that's
it's
5.
2 out of the 6. You've been to 6.
Yeah,
So
Top
it's in,
two.
it's in the top third.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the way that you phrased it, I don't know what lie you're trying to cover up there, but when you said like I was recently allowed to go to a game
Yeah, what?
at
what?
Minnesota Stadium, it's like what was that? what did that mean?
It was
So
I'm
confusing
lucky.
phrasing.
Yeah. Anyway, third nominee. This one.
It's like you got taken off a no-fly list or
worked.
something like
It's like,
that.
you know,
Allowed
I
entry.
got given leave.
yeah,
work release.
that makes me think that you weren't allowed to go there.
Yeah, no, you definitely weren't.
Yeah, what happened, Billy? Why were you at that game?
Look, it was Thanksgiving. We had off on Thanksgiving.
Something is amiss about why Billy was in
Something's
that
fucked
stadium,
up, yeah.
and I'm going to find out what it is.
Okay. I threw this guy on here because he really embodied football guy. Max Duggan, quarterback for TCU.
Yes.
The guy, I usually I don't give nominations for on the field stuff, but this was a guy who just gave it his all. I don't know because I don't know. Just like usually like football guy stuff is like football guy stuff outside of the sport of football that just shows that you're a football guy. And he was bawling his eyes out in front of the media after the game. Like this, he gave it his all. That
I like
game.
crying. Yeah. You can be a football guy. You can get an award or nominated for Football Guy of the Week for crying if it's during the national anthem or after a game because you're sad because you let your guys down.
Or about one of your guys.
Yeah, about one of your guys. About your guys.
At one point in the game, they were like, Max Duggan has over 30 scratches on his arms. I was like, okay, yeah, sure.
Is he going to be in New York City this week?
Yes, hopefully he'll stop by. He's an AWL.
Yeah, dude, he was a tank. And our last nominee is the University of Houston T guy.
Oh.
What?
Continue. I have a nominee I was going to request to nominate.
This is the guy
Also from University of Houston.
This is the guy who just runs out and gets the tee after the kickoff, and he's a fat guy, larger guy, but he hustles out there and he does some acrobatics when picking up the tee, and just like the hustle, football guy.
What do you got, Hank?
Maybe it's just because I don't know. It's a woman, but the University of Houston volleyball player, Kate George. I don't know if you guys saw this highlight. I'm gonna send it to you. One of the greatest plays I've ever seen in my life. She was on the back of the line and she went barreling over a table to save the point, and then it turned into a volley that went back and forth like 10 more times. She came back, was part of the play, and their team won the point. It's
hell yeah.
Great volleyball plays are fantastic, but the football guy, she literally just ran head first, dove over a table, smashed into a bunch of chairs, made the play.
Football guy, I like it.
Okay.
I like it. Nominator.
Sweet.
Oh, that was awesome. She looked like a Bills fan.
Yeah.
Good for her.
But she gets back.
And then she's back in the play now, yeah. Why does somebody wear a different color shirt in
It's called the Libero.
Oh, wow.
That was the first televised broadcast I did with Syracuse Women's Volleyball.
The Libero.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That sounds Italian.
Yeah.
That was
know what that is.
sick. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
she
so
should be
she's nominated too.
Yeah. All right, good job, Billy.
Billy, no nominating of the JMU football team for having the best pizza party ever. That's fine.
That's pretty
That's
solid.
fine. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean,
It's not a rib.
What was the
Yeah.
final? What was the final like number? What'd you get?
60 pizzas, I think 20 cheesy breads, a bunch of 2 liters, extra
Nice.
sauce,
Nice.
$1,200 worth of pizza.
Nice.
What?
It's
Ben
looked
did-
like an awesome time.
Yeah, Ben DiNucci owes me
I owe you $400. too.
$400.
Yeah. It looked.
I know you're listening right now, Ben.
Yeah. Pay up. Okay.
Before we get to who's back of the week, it's brought to you by Instacart. Love Instacart, especially on game day. You know what I get in my cart if I'm trying to get some food for game day, some snacks? I get some hint of lime Tostitos. I get some salsa. I get a little bit of queso. I do it big when it comes to the dips. Love Instacart. And while you're stocking up for your game day essentials, you can help out your community by taking advantage of a great initiative that Instacart recently launched called Community Carts. This is a great idea. What is Community Carts and how does it work, you might ask? To start giving, customers can simply open the Instacart app or go to instacart.com and tap the Community Carts banner. From there, they can select any participating food bank to support and shop as many items as they'd like from the food bank's personalized wish list based on which groceries are needed most for the local community. Instacart shoppers will then deliver the items directly to the food bank according to their local donation guidelines. Whether people donate just a few cans of food or a whole cart, donations will add up quickly as customers come together nationwide between Giving Tuesday and December 31st to contribute to Community Carts. Check it out right now. This is such a cool feature. You can give back to your community right there on your phone using Instacart, and you get to do it using the food bank's personalized wish list. So it's not like you're just generically tossing money out there. You're actually purchasing groceries that are needed most for the local community. To get free delivery when you cart your first order on the Instacart app and instacart.com, just sign up for the app right now. Download the app, and you can get free delivery when you cart your first order on the Instacart app and on instacart.com.
All right, let's wrap up. Who's back of the week? Hank.
My who's back of the week is football in the Deep South. Coach Prime going to Colorado. Made the announcement yesterday. He's going to be the new coach of the Buffs. Very exciting.
Our Buffs.
Buffs.
We were
That was
there.
kind of a little recruitment trip. We were kind of doing some deep diving for Coach Prime.
If we weren't there to curse that entire campus, really, and football program, are they bad enough this year where they fire their coach and then hire Prime? Maybe
question.
not.
Fair question.
But it's very exciting. He obviously was nasty at JSU. They won the championship, I think, or they have one more game.
Yeah. So wait,
Swag.
how's the Deep South back with football? Because
Colorado's in the Deep South.
oh yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
yeah, good point.
True. I was gonna say Alabama didn't make the playoff, even though Alabama fans spent an entire weekend saying they should be in because they're Alabama.
No, per Paul Biznett, Colorado's in the South.
That's a fact.
And now they're back. And the Pac-12, it's kind of wide open now. USC and UCLA are leaving. He's going to be able to get all the recruits with the NIL. He talked to his team and he basically told everyone, which is, people are pretty like out of pocket with Coach Prime saying he shouldn't have left and that like it made no sense where he left, where he got a humongous raise and gets to, it's a better job, obviously, Power 5 conference, gets to bring all of his assistants with him, get them paid a lot more. And he was like talking to his players like, you guys, either get with it or get in the portal because I'm bringing guys here.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
And they suck, so it's like,
Yeah.
their team, no one on the team should expect to play. Like, they were terrible.
Yeah, facts.
The ability that Dion has to talk like extemporaneously and to sound like he's written out an entire speech is incredible to me.
It's awesome.
He's got that gift, and I think it's going to be fun to see what he does out there because
Yes.
he doesn't have the head coaching experience that most coaches have when they get a job like that. He's only been a coach for 2 seasons, and so there might be a learning curve a little bit for him. But in terms of recruiting, Deion Sanders, he's the best living room guy in America.
Absolutely.
But you know who else was an amazing living room guy that also didn't have a lot of coaching experience
Coach
and had
O.
a team with
Coach
a lot
O.
of talent?
Coach O.
The
Coach
coach
O.
of the greatest college
Coach O.
football team of all time.
Coach O.
So,
Coach O.
Yeah, fact.
how much does that really matter?
Colorado's going to win a national championship is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, the air's thinner up there,
And they have a path to the playoff.
and they've got great
Yeah.
mountains nearby.
That's
Expanded teams,
Yeah.
expanded playoff.
You don't want to go to Boulder in December.
No.
I can't wait to see Coach Prime meet Ralphie for the
Yeah.
first time. That's going to be great content.
Yes. Yes.
As someone who's suited up in a Colorado uniform before, I can sense the turnaround coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can feel it.
I
Yeah.
fe- I
No,
felt-
he's gonna
PFT,
be
right?
awesome.
Yeah,
He's
wh-
gonna be incredible.
Yeah.
I felt good in that uniform.
Yeah.
I think I've got some eligibility left, Coach. Let me know.
No, Coach Prime is gonna it's our second team now. Everyone's second team has got to be Colorado. PFT.
Yep.
Get the Buffs.
My who's back of the week is the Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway.
Yeah.
I was mad about this.
Jake, big mad. Big mad. There was scandal. There was a legitimate scandal in the halftime competition. First of all, they got to just eliminate the chest pass. I hate the chest pass. in there. They should be throwing it like a quarterback. It's a football game, not a basketball skills challenge. So it's the competition for tuition, which is always, it feels weird to me watching that, where it's like, hey, do you want to be able to afford your college?
Yes.
Or do you want to be insanely broke for the rest of your life?
Yes.
Well, then you better throw this football into this giant can of Dr. Pepper in the next 30 seconds or else you're fucked.
That's kind of beautiful, though, in its own right.
It's very American. Yeah.
No, it is.
It's like, it's like
But if you take a step back, what PFT is saying, I agree with. It's like, hey, we're just making these kids just, throw it into a big Dr. Pepper to try to further their lives.
It's like dance
Objectively hilarious.
for sugar water, or else you're going to have to live in squalor for at least 10 years after college.
I just got a really good idea.
What?
American Gladiator for free tuition, like a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, you're basically designing a Squid Game.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
they go
this.
hard though.
Squid Game
Well,
did go
we
hard.
could just go like full gladiator. Like,
Yeah.
you have to fight a lion or else you die.
Or how about this? I like where Billy's at, but
Just go.
you get them all together, like a bigger group of them, and then you put them out in like the wilderness, and they have to kill each other until one's left.
I like that.
And they can represent different parts of the country as they're competing against each other.
Huh?
I think that's a genius
They put
idea.
a cornucopia in the middle.
Perfect.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, the Dr. Pepper tuition challenge is back, and they, Jake, maybe you can illuminate us as to what the controversy was, because my understanding was there was a tie at the end of the first round, and then they
this
tied.
is at the SEC championship. 'Cause
It
I
went-
believe they do it at all the power conferences,
Yes.
right?
It went to double overtime.
Well, no. it was a tie at the end of regulation, so they did a 15-second tiebreaker.
Yeah.
They tied that, and instead of going to double OT, they're like, all right, this girl won the predetermined tiebreaker yesterday. She wins.
No.
So
They just didn't do double OT. We don't know what the
was the
predetermined
tiebreaker? Was it
tiebreaker
coin
was.
flip?
I don't know, but then I guess later on the broadcast they said Dr. Pepper is awarding both.
Oh, that was someone came to and was like, "This is a nightmare."
Yeah, so I don't know what
bullied online.
There was no double OT.
I love how Hank has become just a stand for Dr. Pepper in
Yeah.
this circumstance.
I do love Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper. But no, I mean, it was soft.
Just go to double OT.
Yeah, go
Like,
to
it's
double
15
OT.
seconds.
But if it's a predetermined tiebreaker, it's a predetermined tiebreaker.
Yeah, no,
the
it is the
second place
rules.
still gets 20K.
Rules are rules.
Right, but it didn't matter.
So they're paying
Like, why don't they just give every? It's participation trophy culture. Just give every participant 100K.
fact.
I
Yeah.
just don't know what
What's
the
the point of having a
Disgusting.
competition?
Disgusting.
You know where this controversy wouldn't have happened if it was Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Facts.
Yeah, with the brand new flavor.
Facts.
Which
That's
is
true.
fantastic. The
Yeah,
Fruit
right next
Quake.
to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Frank saw that earlier today, and I think he came himself.
Yeah.
He basically
you
was like,
got fruit cake?
Fruit Quake. Yeah. Where'd you get the Fruit Quake?
Yeah. Very
smelled
excited. Yeah. All right. My who's back is bowl season, specifically our bowl. Ohio versus Wyoming, the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl, December 30th. Barstool.tv, 4:30 Eastern. Gonna be awesome. Jake's gonna be on the call. Me and Dave. PFT's gonna be there. Hank's gonna be there. Maybe. Hank, are you gonna be
if
there?
I make it out there, yeah.
Hank's gonna be there. It's gonna be incredible.
driving.
Also, bowl season. Are you really?
Yeah.
You're driving to Arizona? No, you're not.
I swear to God,
From where?
Massachusetts.
I actually
Why?
want to drive.
Yeah, we said no to that. Why?
Don't worry about it. It's not unconfirmed. Probably. One of my friends is moving out there.
So you're gonna drive with them?
Possibly.
Legendary friend move.
Yeah.
You owe him something. Either way, bowl season.
Do you owe him something or do you owe her something?
It's a him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, I was just like I
He
kind of
is him?
I was like I kind of want to do something, not like usually my friends go like skiing or whatever after Christmas. I was like, I kind of want to do something like not skiing this time. He's like, want to come to Arizona? I was like, fuck, kind of. And then we have to be out there.
Perfect.
So I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Perfect.
Let's
In.
drive to
I
Arizona.
love it. I love it. But yeah, bowl season's back. I love all the bowls. It's the best. Just watching games like on a Tuesday afternoon, two teams. You don't know who's playing for what. And then we also have the college football playoff, which I think they got it right.
Yeah. Yeah,
I-
they,
and-
did, they did. You can't, because you can't say that you're not going to penalize teams for playing a championship game and then fuck TCU on this one.
And-
you have to at least try to live up to your word.
And they set the precedent in 2016 when Penn State, Max, shout out Max, got screwed. They beat Ohio State head-to-head. They went and beat Wisconsin at the Big Ten championship game. We were there. And they put in Ohio State over Penn State because Ohio State had one loss. Penn State had two. But Penn State had beaten them head-to-head. That was right there like the key. If they're going to do it this year, they're going to do it every year, where if you have two losses, you're not going in over a one loss.
Yeah.
Power 5 team.
Yeah.
So I think they got it right.
I think they definitely got it
And
right.
Ohio State, it will be fun to watch Ohio State have another crack at it.
So, yeah, I mean, I understand why they kept the teams in the positions that they did, but just for fun, I did want to see a rematch of Michigan
but now
Ohio
it could
State,
be the final.
which would be an insane game. But
It's literally all the bragging rights forever.
yeah,
It would be so fucking
yeah, the stakes
awesome.
are definitely higher at
What?
that point.
It would.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You don't think so?
No, I thought you were gonna. Yeah, you're right.
What?
You're right.
Oh, you thought I was going to bring up Duke?
No,
I mean, having that in the same, I guess it would be 2023.
I didn't even
but having
think
it in the
about
same
it.
within 12
it's good
months
to know
would be
that I'm so
unbelievable.
far inside your head, Hank. That's all you can think about. When Duke lost to
I
UNC.
mean, it's comparable.
On
is it
Coach
not?
No,
K's
it's very
last night,
comparable.
and then in the final
Biggest
four.
rivalry in each sport. They've never played
Yeah, but
each
this
other
would
in
be for
the
the title.
postseason. Yeah.
Title. So it's not really comparable.
True.
Yeah. Okay. Billy.
My who's back is the holidays. Just been getting. I got other ones, but just I'm getting that vibe again.
Yeah.
It's
The
20
season of
days.
cheer.
Oh, that's scary.
What? It's 20 days till Christmas. I
Getting
think
that
13
vibe.
days till Hanukkah. Just it's you getting that magic
When's
feeling.
Kwanzaa start?
The gift giving season. Yeah, good question, Hank.
Yeah,
when is
just-
that, Billy?
Kwanzaa
Uh-huh.
starts in
It's that part of this year where you don't even have to
21 days.
You can just stop doing stuff.
No, that's come on. It's just isn't it fun to get into the holiday spirit?
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
See
mail
you
the
next year.
fucking-
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you next year.
Well, the best part
That's
about the holidays
2023's problem.
is if you have an office job, you basically don't have to do shit in between November 25th and
Facts.
then January 3rd. It's out of office season is what it is.
Yeah. Deal with it
Like,
next year.
You know what? Let's
Muletide cheer.
I'm gonna loop back with them actually after the holidays.
Yeah,
So
let's touch base
everyone's,
after the holidays.
Things are hectic
Things
right
are crazy.
now.
Everything's crazy.
No,
yeah.
just like pretend.
You know how
like,
it goes, like holiday season.
You do like the
End of
fake, like,
Q4.
oh, can we, how about December, like, 16th in the afternoon? Oh, that doesn't work for you? Oh, okay. Well, then let's just do it after the holidays.
Yeah, let's
You
push
throw
it
out a
back.
fake date in the middle of December, and if that doesn't work, it's immediately, all right, January 10th.
No business has ever gotten done in between Thanksgiving and New Year's Day.
No.
That's one of the first things that the IRS looks for in an audit. If you report income from like sales or commissions between those time periods, they're like, nah, that's cap.
Yeah, you're lying.
They call you on
Holiday
cap.
season.
yeah.
I like it.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm in a Hallmark movie or something.
Yeah.
Try to find the true meaning.
You're really
Yeah.
talking a big game about your Christmas cheer this year.
I know. I'm feeling it.
gotta bring
You
it.
got to bring it.
I'm
You
gonna
can't
bring that energy.
You can't say this and then just not have any sort of
Oh,
season's greetings.
Oh, you're going to bring
I
it?
bought everybody gifts.
Oh,
already.
okay.
Yeah.
wow.
Can't wait.
Okay.
Now, yeah, this is awesome.
This is what we'll give it to you on air. You'll give it to us.
Okay.
What are
my
the chances that Billy has actually purchased
He
presents?
will eventually.
I have them. I've actually made plans for them.
Bunch of Lucy.
You
Yep.
made plans for the gifts?
Yep.
Okay.
And my other who's back is downfield laterals in the Minnesota AAA state championship.
Saw
games.
this. Awesome.
Very awesome play. New London Spicer won the game on a downfield lateral. PFT, I think you'd be proud.
The atmosphere in there was unbelievable.
Yeah,
it
one of the
was
stadiums
really
that
great.
you
It
were
was in
allowed to
US
go
Bank.
into.
Yeah, it was a really great stadium.
Yeah.
It was like, can you imagine though if they had played that game at Neyland, Tennessee though?
No.
That probably would have
can't.
been like a little bit better.
I've actually been to way more stadiums than I thought about it. I've
Name
been to
more.
like
6. We established
FCS.
6.
FC, I said
FCS.
Division
Okay,
1.
Okay.
Not games that you've played in.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on.
I mean, come on. All right.
No, it was a great downfield lateral.
It was. It was sick. Jake, wrap us up.
My who's back? The Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
We had
Jacob
some
DeGrom.
late breaking news in the MLB front on Friday night. One of, if not the best pitchers in baseball, Jacob DeGrom, has left the New York Mets.
When healthy.
Never plays, yeah.
5-year, $185 million contract with the Texas Rangers.
It's a lot of money.
And the winter meetings start this week. Aaron Judge can make his decision any second. I'm definitely not freaking out about it. But anyways,
Oh, I saw this crazy picture earlier of it was Aaron Judge. He actually went to the 49ers game and he was wearing a 49ers uniform.
it is his hometown.
Yeah. And the picture might have also been from like 6 years ago, but
Oh.
it was still him going to a Niners game wearing a Niners uniform.
Yeah. So it's
It's
scary.
Fun time.
Yeah.
Fun time.
Also, my official flex of the year picks for week 15.
Yep.
Because the deadline will be after the next show. So there's 5 TBD games for week 15. Apparently, if I read it correctly, there's going to be 3 Saturday games, a 1, 4:30, and 8:15, kind of like Thanksgiving. So the 5 TBD games are Dolphins, Bills, Ravens, Browns, Colts, Vikings, Falcons, Saints, Giants, Commanders. So
Okay.
I'm saying the Saturday early game is going to be, I have it in my drafts.
Uh-oh.
Ravens, Browns.
Okay.
Ravens at Browns.
Oh, I disagree.
Well, here's the thing.
They want a standalone Deshaun Watson game?
It's either that or you think they're going to take Saints, Falcons
Why wouldn't they take Commanders?
because
Giants?
that's the Saturday night game.
Okay, what's the Saturday afternoon game?
Colts, Vikings. And then they're going to
What's
flex
the Saturday night game?
Giants, Commanders.
And wasn't there another game in there?
Yeah, Saints, Falcons. I'm saying they're going to do Sunday early.
Confused now.
Okay.
Is there Bills?
Yeah, Bills, Dolphins is one of those TBD games, but I'm saying they're going
That
to
would
flex
be
that.
Saturday night.
But
That'd
I'm
be
saying they're
Sunday
going to
night.
flex that to Sunday night.
No, I think that's Saturday night.
Yeah?
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Bills Dolphins.
Yeah, but Sunday Night Football already has such a big audience. You might,
And
you
are
might
there
get
other games
more
that
of
be
an
flexed to
audience if
Sunday
you
Night
do them
Football?
on Saturday night. You know
In
what
the
I'm
regular
saying?
schedule?
Yeah.
Like Giants Commanders would still get a good draw Sunday night.
Yeah. There's Eagles,
Bills,
Bears,
Dolphins,
Lions, Jets,
Saturday night
Steelers,
would be
Panthers, Cowboys,
massive.
Jags, Chiefs,
Oh,
Texans.
Bengals Bucks.
I feel like that could be the
Jake, you're all over the place
protected.
right now.
This is we need a
I'm
blog
tweeting
about
it out in
this.
the morning.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right.
I'll
your
tweet it out right now.
official predictions.
Or in
Yeah.
the morning.
Yeah, in the morning. All right.
Yeah. We'll see. I just
Lot
wanted it
of
on the
risk.
record on the show.
But how? Just explain it to me, like using confidence points. How confident are you in these games?
I'd be stunned if Giants, Commanders, or Dolphins, Bills weren't flexing the Sunday Night Football instead of Patriots.
We also need to
Raiders.
hold you accountable for these. If
Yeah,
you're wrong.
I stink at this. I'll leave
Don't
it to
know,
the league
being
office.
hard on
Sweet,
yourself.
you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
You got your scoregami today.
I know.
Yeah.
Have you ever got one?
What?
A
The
flex,
lottery ball?
correct?
Yeah.
No. Have you ever gotten a lottery ball? I'm 0 for 2. You're 0 for.
Have you ever gotten a lottery ball, Hank?
Yeah, right
you
now.
have
3.
right now?
3.
No, you aren't.
3.
17.
No, you
I'm
aren't.
going to
3.
take 17.
I'll take 71.
73 because that's total points in tonight's gone.
69.
Love that. Max,
20.
you've never gotten it?
Shout out to Alex, Andy, and Jim.
Wait, let me check Sebastian. He emailed me.
I'm rooting for Sebastian. Take your money.
By the way, I was looking up the Pete Carroll record against other coaches. No one's really been there long enough to have anything substantial except Jim Harbaugh, and they actually have a huge rivalry going back to college football.
Yeah, Stanford, USC.
Sebastian
Sean
at
McVay's
63. No one picked
63?
that,
All right.
right?
I have 71.
Okay, I have 73.
17.
3.
Hank, you have 3?
3.
Oh, you're taking memes number? Wow. Wow.
What does that even mean?
47.
Oh, bummer.
Not even close. Not even close to close. You're a fucking loser.
47's a
47's a hot number. We now have a 3-way tie for first place.
Oh.
47 joins 52 and 64 for 9
This
times.
doesn't count. This doesn't count.
You're a sick fuck.
This doesn't count. Folks. This
McVay,
doesn't count.
McVay owns
93.
Pete Carroll. McVay's like
Love you guys.
7-1 against Pete Carroll.